What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the official Bug Banter podcast. My name is Papa Pasty, and I am your host this week. I'm joined by three of my other co-hosts. They're some of my day one homies. We got Slaq, Heechy, and Bedge. We have a lot of great ideas and plans for the pod, as well as some many interesting topics. But I think to first kick it off, we should have a debate on the green bananas.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Let's hop right in. Pasty, why don't you kick us off? Tell us why you like green bananas.
Okay. I have a few reasons. My first reason. It's not really in any priority, but the first one is they're green, and green is my favorite color. The second one is you get a banana in bunches, right? And so there's like 6 to 8. And so that lasts you about a week. But if I get any other color that's like not green in the store, the last banana is going to be like brown. And I can't eat that. I hate eating brown bananas. I can have a little bit of brown, but not too much.
Okay. So are you saying you still like eating green bananas, don't you?
It not perfectly green, but still like you would call it green. But not like prime green.
So you're saying that green bananas are superior to the other banana variations? Is that
like when you're buying them in the store, yeah. Because like otherwise you're just wasting bananas for the rest of the week.
But like, not just based on taste.
What? No, taste they're fire. Taste like
they're better.
The riper the better. Too? Yeah, the riper the better.
Dude, Pasty. All right, let me tell you a little story, bro. So, I put a banana every day in my smoothie, and some days I happen across like a sort of green banana. But I put it anyhow because like I need a banana in my smoothie every day. And those days are the worst days because the smoothie ends up tasting terrible, and I have to like force it down. But I'm like, bro, I need the extra 100 calories in the smoothie, so I just have to put it in. So like, if just a little bit of a green banana tastes that bad, then how bad is a fully green banana gonna taste, Pasty?
It's not bad at all, bro. I mean, it's a little like it's a little bit bitter for sure, but I like bitter things.
No, Pasty. Let me just tell you why you're wrong, okay? I did a little experiment with these green bananas, right? I went to the store. I bought 4 green bananas, right? I plan on eating 1 banana every couple days, so it's a different level of ripeness, right? So I go to Walmart. I don't get the conventional bananas, right? Because the conventional bananas always look horrible. So I get organic bananas. I'm taking this serious, right? First day I eat a green banana. It's fully green. It's super chalky. Absolutely disgusting. It had an okay flavor, but the aftertaste was just awful. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The second banana had a little bit of green in it still. It was about maybe half. It was less chalky. It had a decent taste, but everything about it was better, right? But I'm like, okay, well maybe, the first one was just kind of a anomaly. So that's why I wanted to get the 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the third banana was really good. I like the hinted green one. It was still a little chalky, but it was actually sweet. And I think that's what the problem was mainly with like a darker green banana, is it's not sweet at all and it's super chalky. And the 4th banana I had was just a plain old yellow banana, and that one was by far the best one. Now I do agree with you that once it starts getting brown, once it starts getting mushy, then it's impossible to eat.
Facts.
If it's got the brown spots and there's still like streaks of green in it and it's already kind of ripened up, those are the worst ones because the taste is just so bad. Just the texture, just everything about it.
Dude, I like the chalky though.
No,
you
no,
like
you
the chalky?
I like the chalky.
You like that weird starchy thing?
Yeah.
Okay, here's one big thing I have to complain about with green bananas. Because honestly, I don't really mind the taste that much. The texture is bad. The starchy texture is bad. One thing I really hate about green bananas is they're so hard to peel. And when you try to peel them, you get that weird, like, waxy stuff on your hand. Dude, that's one of my biggest complaints with green bananas.
Oh, shot, bro. They're so easy to peel.
Basically,
how can you say that? How can you say they're so they're objectively not so easy to peel. They're like
Dude, it gets,
way
like,
harder to
stuck
peel than
Bro,
ripe
but
bananas.
if you try to peel like a brown one, it's even harder because then you just break the top off.
That's not true.
That
Just,
is
like,
actually
squeeze it out like
true. That is
juice then,
true.
bro.
No, that's not true.
When you peel the brown ones, like sometimes the stem will just break off. Like I know what Pasty's talking about, and then you gotta like dig in the mushy.
Yeah.
Okay,
facts.
that's if you're eating like a really ripe one though.
But yeah, that exactly, Pasty. We're not saying that brown bananas are better. Yellow bananas are the superior banana. Green bananas.
But they're only yellow for a day, so that's why you gotta get them green and then just suck it up and eat the green ones. Because then you have the yellow ones at the end, and those will be the best
Suck it up
ones.
and eat the. Okay,
here's
I have a yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I have a really great solution for you, Pasty. If you use some critical thinking, you can solve all your problems. Here's what you do: you buy 2 slightly yellow, slightly green bananas, or 2 or 3. They're perfect. Once you bring them out and you got to eat them. Okay?
I just don't understand.
How do you
If you buy
2 or 3?
7 bananas at the beginning of the week, it's gonna be a mess.
How do you buy just 2 or
You're
3?
You're still gonna get brown ones, Pasty. Unless you're like eating them super green, you are gonna get brown ones if you buy them green and start eating them. Unless you're eating them when they're like super green. That's the only way that they're gonna be even slightly yellow by the end of the week.
All right, I got a better solution, bro. Just buy them yellow and then put them in the fridge because that just slows the ripening
Put them in the
process.
fridge.
No,
I've
no,
never.
you're not
No,
I've never
no.
done that.
Bananas in the fridge, bro.
They'll get gray.
Yeah, they get gray.
No, dude, they
Yeah,
stay
and then
yellow.
they get
the whole
disgusting.
time.
No,
It's
I've
not
honestly
fair.
never done that, so I can't really speak on that. So
bro, you can't speak on
Trust me,
fridges
I
for shit,
worked in
bro.
a produce department.
Dude,
we
it's
were not
literally
supposed to put bananas
science. The
in the
hotter
fridge.
it is, the faster it ripens. So you put it in the fridge to like slow the ripening.
Yeah, but the fridge still damages the banana. It makes it gray, Heechy. Instead of
I'm not,
brown.
dude,
Instead of a
what kind
regular
of fridge
ripening,
do you have?
a regular standard run-of-the-mill fridge.
Whirlpool? Is it a
that
Whirlpool?
has all
Yeah,
the
we don't
stuff.
need to get
No,
deep
it's
into the
General
brand. But...
Electric. GE.
all right.
But it doesn't matter because they're all doing the same thing. It's just cooling it down. And bananas are not supposed to be stored.
Cool.
at
How do you think they
those temperatures.
transport the bananas, bro? Do you think they just like put them in like a microwave and then put it on a truck? Like, no, they put it in a cooled like refrigeration truck.
Heechy.
What?
Not
Am I
always
wrong?
True. In a sense, you're not wrong, but that's only a flash cooling. That's not necessarily something like
Okay,
okay.
what's a
let me tell you
flash
this.
cooling then?
When the bananas are taken, okay, they're at the dole plants, and then they're distributed to warehouses in warm trucks, and they're stored at the warehouse, not in a cooled room, but they're stored at room temperature. And when they leave the warehouse, yeah, they're going to be throwing them on those cooled trucks, but that's only for a certain period of time. If you're throwing bananas in the fridge for like days on end, they're going to get gray.
Facts.
And we would sometimes get bananas in. They're already gray. They're green and gray. And those are the worst bananas. I know I said brown ones are bad. Green and gray is worse. Why? Because greens are awful. And if you add gray, it just makes it worse.
Honestly, I
It's
can't
true.
even.
That's
picture the
true.
gray.
There is
I
just
can't
no
picture
way
it.
you think it's a smart idea to just buy 6 green bananas, just take the loss and eat the dark green ones. But you let me okay. You still prefer the yellow bananas, right?
No. I like them greener. Like once I get yellow, they start getting too mushy.
No. But
What?
if it was,
Like I
if
like
you
them
had
thick
one banana,
and chalky.
if you had one
Whoa,
banana,
my
what color would
God.
it be? Thick and chalky.
Okay,
Casey, what are you talking about?
The
Tasty,
bananas.
If you like the starchy taste, just like eat a potato then. Like,
Bro,
Okay,
I'd
that's
eat-
no. If you like the
Just
starchy
eat
taste,
spinach.
that's fine, honestly. But you're just wrong. Like perfectly ripe bananas are so much better than disgusting, like bitter, starchy, chalky bananas. I don't see
And
how you
there's just
could
no
like those.
sweetness. It's a
No
little
sweetness?
but it's not very sweet. Doesn't taste sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not
okay.
bitter.
The transfer to sugars.
You ever tried, like licking your finger, putting in Himalayan salt, eating a banana, and then drinking a glass of water? You ever done that?
very specific.
What the hell are you talking
Gets
about?
you
How
so
do you
hydrated,
try
bro.
that,
That
bro?
shit's so gas.
That
It
was
tastes good too. You get the
super
sweet and the salty.
Does it have
It
to be?
only
I
works
don't know
in
what
Himalayan
kind of
salt.
fever dream you pulled that out of, but
No
I
fever
don't think
dream,
anyone
bro.
else has done that. So
What?
Dude, no one has
Like
ever.
on the planet, I don't think anyone else has ever done that.
Bro, I'm looking this up. You're joking.
Pasty, there's no way.
Salt,
There's just
banana,
no way someone dips
water.
their finger in
I can't
salt.
believe he just like genuinely asked that question. Like we're gonna say, yeah, oh, I've done that.
Well, I mean, it's like
come on,
why did you phrase that as a question? That's my question.
Because it's like a thing people do.
Oh, have you guys ever dipped?
Because it's like a thing people do, bro.
What?
Pasty, does it have
Alright,
to be specifically pink Himalayan salt?
Yeah, it's got to be the pink salt.
No,
and
yeah,
the green
Himalayan
banana.
salt's like the best for you.
Oh, I have a question. Fluorinated water with fluoride, or non? Hard water or soft water? Does that matter?
I think he's got some.
I like
brown.
I like
yellow
hard
in the
water.
Bro.
Does that matter for the banana experiment?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm not that scientific.
Bro, what?
Basically, you were getting into all the specifics and you don't even know what type of water it is.
Bro, I just drink tap water. I don't know. I live in an apartment, bro. I don't know what type of.
You just call it apartment water.
What? I have a water heater. I don't know what that does.
You don't know what a water heater does?
Just say it back to yourself.
And we're supposed to listen to you.
Oh my god.
Best host, bro. Let's go.
Dude, there's no way that you legitimately think that a green banana would be better. Okay, let me give you two options, okay? A fully green banana or a fully yellow banana. No blemishes, no gray.
Okay, but
you get the option. What are you choosing?
It's got to be in between because I don't like yellow bananas.
No. What are you choosing?
In between.
Answer the question.
In between.
That's not an option.
You're skirting.
Do you want the green banana?
No, so it's like
green banana or the yellow banana.
Okay, let's see.
Which one do you want? Because according to you, when you buy a bunch of 6, and in order to get all of those bananas eaten, you have to eat a fully green banana or damn near fully green banana. You have to eat that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like the one the
have one
next
of
day because then it's in between.
Yeah, but what about that? Would you rather have that first day green banana, or would you rather have that yellow banana?
I'd rather have the first day green
Beautiful.
banana because I know that
Obviously.
the next 6 days that they're gonna get
That's
brown.
not the question, bro. Would you rather have if you had a single banana?
A single banana.
Single banana to give you, and it could either be fully green or fully yellow. Which one would you take and eat? No,
If I already had a okay.
Himalayan salt thing.
What time of day are
Which
you
one would
giving me
choose?
this banana? That matters. What time of day are you giving me this banana?
Giving you at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. I'll take the green one because I already had a banana that day, and I'll save it for the next day. So
what banana did you have earlier? A green or a yellow?
Today I had it.
No, just whatever you're referring to.
In that scenario.
It depends on what day it is of the week that I.
There's no way, Pasty.
I'm not asking you, bro. What would you rather have on Tuesday at 7 p.m.? I'm asking you if I just gave you a banana, no bananas in your system. You haven't had bananas for a couple days, and you have the option to have one banana, a green one or a yellow one.
Green.
It sounds like you want to pick green, but you're making all these loopholes and stuff.
Yeah,
it's green.
It's not sound as bad.
It's green.
Is that just because you like the color?
No, it's I mean, it's part of it, but the other part is that it tastes good. The yellow ones are too mushy. I said thick and chalky.
They're not mushy. The yellow ones aren't
Thick and
even
chalky.
mushy. A regular yellow banana is not mushy. The
Yes,
green
it
one's
is.
chalky. It gives you that.
What?
Like it's not just even starchy. It just gives you that your teeth, just that weird feeling. You know how when you eat like spinach, and like if you don't have like an acid with it, your teeth will just feel like super chalked.
Yeah, no, like the green bananas
That's
still
what
have
happens.
like starch in them. They haven't broken down yet.
It's
like
like when you go.
all-starch.
It's like when you go to the dentist and you get like a fluoride treatment.
Oh,
They
don't
put that
remind
little
me of that.
coating. That's what
Yeah.
it feels like when you eat a green banana.
That's one of the most disgusting experiences of my life.
And that's what you get when you eat green bananas. And Pasty is doing that every single week.
Yeah.
You don't have to do this, Pasty. I know you like the color green, but you don't have to force
I
it.
want to do it. I like doing it.
I think you're forcing it.
I
I
like
think you're just liking it just because you want to like it, just because it's green, not because it's actually good.
Long-term pros are better than short-term cons.
Pasty.
What
These,
long-term
do you get from this?
pros are better
Is the
than short-
potassium really that good in green bananas?
It's the same.
Yeah, I don't think it's any different. So I don't think the nutritional value is really any different. Other than maybe like there's a sugar or something.
Nutritional value. Okay, green bananas have more fiber because of the starches.
Let's go.
They can support they can help you control your blood sugar.
I eat a lot of meat, so
and they can be more filling also because of the high fiber. Yellow bananas
different though.
No, yellow bananas are like they're easier to digest because they have less starches. They also have higher levels of antioxidants, so there's benefits on both sides.
Yeah, I don't think the long-term pros outweigh anything. Because you're taking a short-term hit like every day.
It's not a hit though. I like it.
Pasty.
What?
Do you always have these bananas plain, or do you like have it with like peanut butter, or like put in anything, or like a fruit salad, or like?
I have a bowl of cereal, and then I have my banana, and then I have a kiwi.
So it's always plain.
How often do you eat it with salt?
Usually like if I'm going to the gym, and the salt's like sitting on the counter, I'll be like, yeah, that sounds dope. Because I like pretzels with like bananas, because it's like you got the salty, crunchy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Salty and the bitter.
Yeah, but I don't have pretzels and doing like the low carb thing, so like I just do the salt. But I've heard that like actually doing that is like very hydrational or whatever.
I've heard people do that with like what is it, watermelon? And I've tried that.
Oh yeah, salt on that shit.
Yeah. I don't think it's very good.
No, it's fire, bro.
Just the classic.
Salt on like pineapple or cantaloupe. Cantaloupe is fire.
You're eating watermelon or like a melon. You're eating it for the water. You're not trying to eat salt.
Yeah, I think it can be good in like a certain situation, but I'd rather just eat it plain like any day of the week.
You ever had tahini?
Tahini, that's I know some people that put tahini on their watermelon. I've never tried it, but I mean,
I'm
sure it's pretty good. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it was good.
What's tahini?
It's like a chili. I think it's a chili salt, sort of like lime chili, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That actually could be good.
Yeah.
Hopefully you just know that you're wrong and you're delusional.
Okay. All right, I'll take the L.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
We're off to a great start. Pasty's already on.
What who's the GOAT when it comes to basketball? Well, I want to hear Heechy first.
I mean, I'm definitely gonna say Michael Jordan.
Well, I'll say it, and part of me wanted to say Shaq. If this was done in like if there was like a 3-year time period, or like just a chunk taken out of someone's career, like 3 years, I'd take Shaq all day. But I'll just pick MJ. Just keep it simple.
Okay. I don't know why you just said that about Shaq. I agree he was like one of the most dominant players ever for a period of time, but career-wise, he's not really near GOAT status. So you got to take into account. You got to take into account the whole career for the GOAT.
I didn't put him at GOAT.
I know. I got you.
Put him at GOAT.
I see where you're coming from with that though, because
Shaq is
no, I get that because he was like probably the most dominant player maybe ever for a period of time. I get what you're saying, but I'm going with Michael Jordan. That's what I'm going with.
And we already know Pasty's answer, so
I put Michael Jordan.
Dude, bro, there's no way.
I dead ass put Michael Jordan.
I thought Jeb was gonna do LeBron.
There's an argument.
Why would I say LeBron?
For LeBron, just because like when you look at like Michael Jordan's stats, like he's like head and shoulders like of all the other people that were like around him at his time.
You mean averages?
Just for like points per game, like even.
Average, yeah, he averaged 30.1 points per game for his career, which is insane.
Right.
That's
and
insane.
If you look at like anyone else around that time period, I don't think there's really anyone in that time period that's close. And you'll have people like in this time period that'll get up pretty high. I don't know what the leader is.
I think Michael Jordan is the greatest scorer of all time pretty easily. He has 10 scoring titles, which is just insane. Compared to today, the scoring numbers are obviously...
There's just so many people out there that are good.
Yeah. The scoring numbers today are really kind of crazy. It's increased a lot, but that's just more of the evolution of the game. But in terms of MJ's era, he was far and above like pretty much everyone else in the league. Just in terms of his like career during that time in scoring. Right.
And yeah, because like nowadays, like the points per game, I know the points per game like when basketball and like was like in the 60s, I know the points per game was also pretty high, and then it kind of cooled off, and the points per game was pretty low. It was pretty defensive because there was less rules and everything with fouls and everything. When you get into like the 70s, 80s, and 90s during Jordan's time, but once I feel like the rules have kind of laxed a bit. Some travels might not be called, and that's probably not too.
I actually kind of disagree with that. Past couple of years, they've been calling travels a lot more
okay.
often.
That's fair. I didn't want to put that as like the main
yeah.
There's more scoring, but there's more of a focus on 3-point shooting.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Less, I mean, it's easier to draw a foul, whereas like I'm pretty sure you could hand check, right? In his time.
Yeah.
There's just so much because like all those teams were like super physical, like the Detroit Pistons had some really physical defense.
They did call fouls pretty like it's not like they were, pushing MJ to the ground and weren't getting foul calls. Like they called the fouls.
Right, but if you have to get all the way to the ground to get a foul call, I mean,
no, I don't think that was necessarily the case. But you mentioned
tougher defense.
I don't know. I mean,
90s?
I don't
more pressing defense.
I don't really think so, to be honest. I mean, it may be looked that way, but offense, I think today offense is just so streamlined and so efficient, and it has evolved so much. The offensive systems have evolved so much that it's just so much better. That's my thoughts.
Right, and either way, like the scoring, obviously now there's more scoring. That's the whole point that I'm getting at. There's more scoring today than there was in like the 80s, 90s. Like I remember games.
Oh yeah,
they're always like, it always seems like the classic games are like less than 100.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Like you're seeing like 70 to 75 in like the fourth quarter, like the end of the fourth quarter.
So he just has a higher share. He has a higher percentage of the points.
I guess that makes sense. I
just think like the relativity, like compared to all the other players around him, his dominance, I just don't think it's matched by LeBron.
And we haven't even, okay, go on.
And LeBron's obviously not done either. And I don't know how much he has left. He's obviously getting injured more now. So it seems like he's on the downtrend with the injuries.
I think one thing LeBron definitely has, obviously over MJ, is longevity, which I don't really put a lot of value on longevity. But LeBron is definitely like a huge outlier in that sense. Like people mentioned Kareem had like a really long career, which is why he had so many points. But if you look at the end of Kareem's career, like he was averaging like 10 to 15 points in like the last 5 seasons of his career. LeBron is like, he's 38, 39 right now, and he's averaging like near 30 points a game still.
Yeah, and I really can't see a time where he will average like a short.
Yeah, and he's like the only player.
I feel like he'll still be in the 20s and everything.
Yeah, he's like the oldest. He's like the oldest player ever to do this. Like no one else has even come close.
Even like MJ, I don't know the stats when he's on the Wizards, but I know he had a big fall off.
Yeah, part of that was because he retired for like 3 years and then he came back when he was 40 years old, and he still averaged 22, I think, in his second to last year, and 20 in his last year, and he still was an all-star both of those years. So it's not like he was horrible. But he was 40 years old, and he had not played for the previous like 3 years, so that's part of it too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But we haven't even mentioned like
30, so
30 points per game with those 2 seasons at the end is insane.
Right.
We haven't even talked about rings though yet, and like championships and playoff.
Yeah, because all of this is just as the player in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, not including like accolades. Well, obviously points per game is obviously a pretty big accolade.
Yeah.
LeBron has the most amount of points, so he has the longevity factor. But this is just like talking about regular season. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if we add that next dimension of postseason,
which is obviously a huge factor in the GOAT status.
Right, absolutely.
But I mean, these are like, we don't even really need to. Everyone knows what the case is. Like Michael Jordan, 6 rings, 2 3-peats, never lost in the finals. And that's a better like resume than LeBron's championship runs. He has 4 rings. He's like 3 and I don't know exactly,
I
but he's
don't know
lost in the
something like
finals quite a bit. 4 rings, sorry, 4 rings.
Yeah.
So Michael Jordan has the edge in that aspect as well.
Yeah, and I also think that the legendary teammates argument is pretty invalid too. With
Yeah, I definitely don't.
Super invalid, just because like if you look at all the teams in history, like it seems like every team is like damn near super team. Like,
yeah,
you
the
got
teammates
Kobe,
argument
Shaq.
is stupid.
Yeah, I don't think you can't knock anyone for having good teammates. I mean, it's not even their fault to begin with.
Even like realistically, like do people really think like Scottie Pippen and Rodman are really that much better than people like Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and Anthony Davis? Like Dwayne Wade is like a top 30 player of all time.
Yeah, I'd take Wade
Scottie
over.
Pippen is like around that level too. So
I would take Wade
I don't
over
think
Pippen.
there's really any like clear differences between the two teams that Michael Jordan was on and LeBron has been on. So
right.
I just don't really
LeBron
think...
did have that time period where he didn't really have a lot of teammates.
Oh yeah, the first
He was
like
on the Cavs.
10 years of his career, yeah. That was rough. Yeah, Michael Jordan, he did have that advantage, just sort of a luck factor where he came into sort of the perfect situation for him. He really fit that team, and he had decent pieces around him at first. Obviously, he didn't win a championship either for a while, but he made the playoffs like I think every year before that. So he had a better team at first than LeBron, but if you're talking just championship teams, they're not really that, like, I don't see any egregious differences between the skill level of teammates there.
Yeah, I think a good way to put it is having good teammates shouldn't knock you, but if you can have good success with like no teammates, that can definitely boost your legacy. Like for example, like you got the comparison of Bill
Yeah.
Russell and Wilt Chamberlain, where they're probably similar in skill. I'm not gonna say on air right now who was better, but I think everyone can agree that Wilt was more talented, but he didn't have any of the pieces that Bill Russell had. And in the end, Bill Russell ends up getting all the rings, whereas everyone really has Wilt and Bill Russell kind of at that similar similar rank, even though they have like 10 rings difference. I think Wilt has 1, maybe 2 rings, and I think he wasn't really even like the main factor in those rings. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, Bill Russell. Yeah, he had crazy team. Go ahead, Heechy.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's where you have to figure out how important stats are versus like your accolades, which I feel like in the context of greatest of all time, it obviously means the greatest, and I feel like that leans more towards accolades. So like you said, the rings, MVPs, defensive player of the year, stuff like that. So
yeah, Wilt. Out of those two, Wilt clearly had the better stats. He has the best stats of anyone all time, pretty easily. But yeah, Bill Russell had insane teammates. One person I wanted to, you mentioned that winning without teammates. Someone like Dirk was really a good example of that. He pretty much like single-handedly carried that Mavs team to a championship, which was really impressive. And I think that he's like a top 20 player because of that, what he did alone, and he did not have a lot of help, and he like pretty much single-handedly brought his team to a championship, which was really impressive.
Wait, Jeb, do you think a modern day comparison of that could be like Jokic, or do you think he has better teammates? I'm not.
Yeah, Jokic. Yeah, that's maybe. Jamal Murray has been injured. He was injured like last year, but Jamal Murray is not like an exceptional second piece, and they don't really have like a standout. They have Aaron Gordon now, who's pretty good, but like, yeah, Jokic is definitely by far the best player on his team. He doesn't have like a good second piece, like a superstar second piece, I would say. So that's a pretty good comparison, but he obviously hasn't won a ring, so.
Yeah, I think another good example of that is a Giannis in a sense that he had to put up with Tony Snell sitting in the corner for a few years and playing 4v5.
Tony Snell, bro? Do you really knock at Tony Snell? Tony Snell, legendary perfect game that one year.
Yeah, that
also has the legendary 0. But yeah, I think Giannis is in a better spot than Jokic right now. I think Drew Holiday is. Drew Holiday is. I actually think he's pretty underrated. He's so valuable to the Bucks. And they got Chris Middleton back.
He's getting pretty old, isn't he?
Drew Holiday, he's like 34, I think 35, but he's still. I mean, he just made the All-Star team this year. After like,
could still be
this is one of his best years. But Drew Holiday is, yeah, I think he's really, really good. He's better than Jamal Murray for sure. He's better than anyone on a Nuggets team besides Jokic, obviously. And they have Chris Middleton, and they have Brook Lopez, who's incredible this year. He's a leading candidate for DPOY. So Giannis is definitely in a better spot now than Jokic.
Spot, but I think his earlier years, I don't really remember any great players.
Yeah, he didn't really have success until Giannis started to come out of his shell of.
But again,
not being developed.
You can't knock him for having good teammates because he had Chris Middleton at that time. But you can't knock someone for having good or decent teammates.
I know, yeah, I agree.
Chris Middleton, he's a good player, but I mean,
he can be. Chris Middleton can be an elite scorer, but I really think Giannis had success once he started kind of becoming that All NBA like MVP level player, which is not the case for Jokic. Like, he hasn't had a deep playoff run, and he's been a back-to-back MVP. So that's sort of my thoughts.
Giannis has been pretty successful in the playoffs. He did have that 1 year where he got injured he was kind of playing with an injury. So I think he got kind of an early out.
Well, Giannis has a ring. He won the championship.
Yeah, so he got a ring too.
And he's made it to like multiple like conference championships and finals. So
yeah, if you're gonna compare Dirk to Jokic, Jokic has to win something.
Yeah, that's what I said, I think, before.
Yeah, for sure. But he's a good player for sure. I mean, there's a lot of good players, and there's a lot of great players, but it's the difference between great and elite, and then you got elite and then GOAT. And GOAT is MJ.
Yeah, and one more thing I want to mention about MJ is he has won a DPOY, Defensive Player of the Year, as a guard, which is extremely difficult. He's one of the best defenders of all time, and I don't think LeBron is very close to his level of a defender.
Has he ever been a defensive on the All-NBA defense?
LeBron is a good he's a great defender. Yeah, I will say he has 6 all-defensive team selections. Michael Jordan has 9, and he played obviously far less years than LeBron. Right. So Michael Jordan was also a 3-time steal champ, so he got a lot of steals, and he was the DPOY, like I mentioned. I think only like 5 guards have ever won Defensive Player of the Year, so that's one area where I think Michael Jordan does have like a clear advantage over LeBron.
Yeah, that's definitely super impressive because he got a lot of players like James Harden, who's kind of he's had decent defensive years, but like he'll have times where he just doesn't play defense and uses all of his energy on offense. And yeah, you're gonna have a good stat line if you're putting all your energy on offense. But if you're like Michael Jordan, he's getting great offensive numbers alongside of great defensive numbers. So I think that is very impressive.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that.
All right. I don't know if that's like kind of all you guys wanted to say about that, but I kind of wanted to pose a question. Like, do you think LeBron even really has any time to possibly attain GOAT status, or do you think it's kind of chalked for him at this point?
That's a good question.
Just because he's old, if he did pull something off in his old age with all the injuries he's been having, he could get up.
Has he been injured lately?
He's had some struggles with like decently long injuries. Like he's had, I think, a groin strain or something like that a couple of years ago where he didn't make the playoffs. And then this year he has, I don't remember exactly what it is, but he's been out for a couple weeks. He's coming back soon, but he's definitely been getting injured more often the past couple years. So I think I do think though he doesn't, other than those injuries, in terms of his gameplay, he does not have any signs of slowing down. Really, he's still like the same level of scorer, passer, rebounder he's always been.
Yeah,
he's obviously decreased.
Really good.
He's decreased in athleticism a bit. That's pretty clear, but like he still can score easily. So obviously, if he goes out and wins like 3-4 more championships, obviously he might pass Michael Jordan and go.
I don't think he would have.
Wait,
to
you
win
think
that
it would
many,
take at
though.
least 3?
I don't think it would take that much.
You don't think
I
so?
Maybe it would take 2 and like
he has 4 rings. You think if he
I think
ties
6, he'd be better. If he
had 6, you think it'd be better?
Yes.
What if he's like?
It depends on what.
He already has like
That
would
be
10
important
appearances, doesn't he?
Yeah.
If he had,
I guess
2 more, like even if you're 6-6, just making it to the finals that many times is pretty impressive.
that is
impressive. I don't know. I'd have to. I mean, obviously it matters if he's like the clear like leader of the team. Like if he stays on the Lakers and Anthony Davis wins like 3 Finals MVPs, and is the clear better. Like if LeBron's averages kind of fall off, then there might be a case to be said
so
there.
You're saying if he won 2 rings and he wasn't the Finals MVP, that's kind of weird. But what if he did win those 2 rings and he also won Finals MVP? I think that's a no-brainer. Because that would be
really.
I feel like I need.
You think that's a no-brainer?
If he was the Finals MVP 2 more times, I think there's just no way. Just because there's already an argument to be made that LeBron is the GOAT, and I don't think it's the greatest argument. And I think it's pretty obvious that Michael Jordan is the GOAT. But there's already that argument out there, and there's already a lot of people that think LeBron is the GOAT. Then if you add 2 rings on top of it with Finals MVP, and if he's getting those Finals MVP, he's obviously still playing at the high level he is. He's completely demolishing Kareem's scoring record, just unheard of longevity. There's just so many different factors. Like, yeah, beating Kareem's record would be great. What if he has like 3 or 4 more just great seasons and he just demolishes that record? Add on it, even if you just added on a ring with the Finals MVP, maybe a ring and another Finals appearance, some great playoff games. I think it'd be pretty clear that LeBron would be the GOAT.
Like, yeah, and I think it is actually pretty close right now. I would have no problem saying LeBron is the GOAT. If it's hard to speculate, obviously, but I mean, I'd have to see the stats at that time. But if LeBron did win, 2 or 3 more rings, and it was clear that he had, a better career and overall, whatever, I would have no problem saying he's the GOAT at that point.
I'd say like 2 more rings and like Finals MVP or like an MVP also, like a couple more things added on to that would be good.
It'd be tough to win the MVP though, just with all the numbers.
If he could though.
The problem is,
like,
he just
isn't really voted in the greatest way. They just pick the guy who's putting up the most stats. Whereas LeBron,
I don't think that's true.
One of the most valuable players. He's probably more valuable than a lot of other
no,
players in the league.
I think probably the most deciding factor, in my opinion, for MVP has been team record along with those stats. So someone like
I'd agree that's alongside of it. Like if someone's putting up like 35 points a game, but they're not making the playoffs.
Yeah, no,
I get that.
I think that, I mean, people argue that
LeBron's had a great team record, and he's had very consistent great stats, and he's obviously the best player in the league.
What? Like, wait, right now?
Now he isn't, but when he played.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like from 2000, when did he start?
2004.
2004.
LeBron's the best in the league now?
No,
not now, but when he played, he was obviously the best player in the league for a long time, and he's had great. Pasty, no, we're not bringing up James Harden.
Dude, we can't get that deep today.
James Harden is a prime example because he won. How many MVPs did he win? Did he just win 1?
James Harden, I believe it's not more than 2. I think it was 1. Yeah, I'm not quite sure on James Harden's stats. Yeah.
Do you really think that he was better? I don't know what year that was.
I don't know basketball.
That was like what, 2019?
Oh, 2018, I think 2018-19.
2018. I mean, do you really think he was better than LeBron?
Okay, that is arguable. James Harden had one of the greatest scoring peaks ever. He was averaging like, I don't know, high 30s. I think he definitely deserved that MVP that year pretty clearly. And it's not to say he's better than LeBron at that point, but he was clearly, he had better stats, and I think his team was better. So that puts it like, that's why someone like Steve Nash in whatever year that was won over LeBron, because he had pretty like clearly worse stats. Steve Nash had worse stats than LeBron, but his team record was something crazy like 65 and 17 or something like that. And he led his team to success. And I don't know what LeBron's team record was at that point, but that's why Steve Nash had a good case over LeBron at that point.
Yeah, and LeBron, he's kind of like that standard. Like, you would compare him to LeBron, and we're obviously comparing him to LeBron for a reason, because obviously he's better than Steve Nash, but maybe Steve Nash was more valuable that year.
Yeah, that's.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it can be tough to say, because theoretically you could give LeBron like MVP every year and no one would have a problem with it.
Yeah, there's some of it is voter fatigue, but you can say that with any player. And I think, like I said, a lot of it is team record. Like,
for sure.
It's why you don't have someone like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, who's playing at a very high level today, for the Thunder. Obviously, he's not going to be an MVP conversation over Jokic or Giannis or Embiid, like, because those are the top 3 teams in the league, and those are probably, they're team leaders and some of the best players in the league, which Shea is too. But
they're getting a lot more attention too.
Yeah,
online with their record. The record really helps for sure.
One more thing that I wanted to mention for the GOAT debate is, I think the only other person who's maybe valid in the GOAT debate is Kareem. He has 6 rings, I think, like 6 MVPs. I think he's the only other person that really stands out in terms of accolades and stats, to be argued for the GOAT. And I'm not saying he's really even close, but if someone were to pick someone else other than LeBron or Michael Jordan, it has to be Kareem. Otherwise, it's just
wrong. One of the reasons why he probably isn't in the GOAT discussion at all is probably just because the play style is more boring than like someone like LeBron or MJ.
Yeah,
where you got the flashy dribbles, passes, shots, whereas you got Kareem.
Dunks.
He's just a big guy and he's standing around the paint. And a lot of people probably didn't like. I'm guessing a lot of people don't like Kareem just because he's your basic run-of-the-mill big guy who's just super good. Whereas you got LeBron, who's got these super flashy drives and dunks. Which Kareem, he doesn't have all these run down the court 360 slams. Not that LeBron is doing 360 slams in the game.
Yeah.
But he's not a flashy player. And I think when you get that flash, or even like Michael Jordan, you just got just some iconic plays.
Yeah.
I don't really know of like a play from Kareem. Like, he's got the skyhook, obviously, but I don't know like an iconic, like his best skyhook.
There's no single moment.
I've never seen it. I've never seen like a single great moment from Kareem. I'm sure it's out there, but I just haven't seen it.
Yeah, I think that I kind of see where you're coming from with that, but I think the greatest argument against Kareem is his teammates sort of outperformed him in the finals. I think he only has 2 finals MVPs. Magic Johnson has 3, who he arguably was the best player on that team, and I think James Worthy has 1 out of his 6 finals. So Kareem was not necessarily the best player on his team when he won.
He only had how many finals MVPs?
I think he had 2 finals MVPs. Kareem did.
Did he have one with am I tripping out on this, or did he have one with Oscar Robertson?
Yeah, he won a chip with the Bucks. He played with, I believe Oscar was on the team at that point, but I think Kareem won the ring, or not the ring, the finals MVP, I think, at that time. And then 1 with the Lakers, that's 2, and then Magic Johnson had 3, that's 5, and James Worthy had 1 finals MVP.
That was probably around the time that wouldn't have been the ring where Jerry West got the losers. He got the MVP, but he was on the losing team. That wasn't that year, was it? Or do you think Kareem did get that ring?
You mean the Bucks year?
Yeah, the year the Bucks won.
No, I'm pretty sure that it had to be Kareem. I think because I'm pretty sure
I believe you because
I'm pretty sure Magic had. Yeah, I think Magic had 3 of those Finals MVPs, so that would make sense.
I mean, yeah, when you think of like the Lakers, you kind of think of like Magic versus Larry Bird. Like obviously,
yeah, that's kind of true.
But he's kind of towards the end of his career.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Whereas like LeBron and MJ, they're like the no doubt.
Yeah, they were clearly the best.
All the rings, clearly by far.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would. Yeah. You could say he's number 3 all day long. I don't even think you could really make any argument for him being the GOAT.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying, like, if someone were to be dumb enough to say another player, it would be Kareem for me.
I think if you had to, it would probably be someone like Bill Russell. Like, I'm not even saying that Bill Russell is like number 3, but I'm saying if you had to, I think you would just do that just for the ring's sake. But I can't do that either, just because obviously, Bill Russell is.
There was
really compare him.
Yeah, there was way less competition back then. Just even in terms of teams, they had way less teams, way less players, and there was way less like. Yeah.
I don't think they had the Finals MVP back then.
I'm not really sure about that. But
and I haven't watched the series either, but I'm sure he probably would have won. I don't know. Maybe he would have won the majority of them.
Yeah.
He probably would have.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with those stats back then. But
I mean, if he's won 11 times, then clearly he's.
It is impressive.
He was playing with some.
The only person I could think of.
Yeah, Bill Russell was playing with some all-time greats, like undeniable. Like if you go look at his teams, it's crazy. It's crazy who he had. He had people like yeah.
Oh, he had another guy. What's his name?
I think he had
He had a big steal. That's like a kind of an iconic moment.
I can't remember the names of all those old players, but Havlicek maybe. I don't. It's.
Yeah, they were a great defensive team all around.
Yeah, no, that Celtics team was insane.
But he probably would have won the majority of the Finals MVPs, I'm guessing. So I mean that's the only other person I could theoretically, if you had to, that would be who I would throw in, just because. If you had to, I'm not even saying he's the 3rd best, but if I had to, it'd be Bill Russell.
Okay. You know who's not the GOAT? Drake. What is the best Drake song? I don't know who wants to go first. I don't really want to go first.
We'll have Jeb go first.
I don't really want to go first either.
Slaq, go first. Slaq's not going to give much input.
You didn't cook up anything.
You didn't. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go because I know Jeb has good taste. I'm gonna go with whatever Jeb says.
That is a very good answer.
You could just say God's plan, though.
Nope, you could not actually say that. Please don't say that.
I've also heard other Drake songs. I just don't know the names. I'd have to hear them.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeb. One thing I gotta say about God's plan is you gotta respect that music video, bro. And plus, you know that meme of him hugging that guy? Like, come on, man. That's good, but like the song is ass. So
all right, Heechy, I gotta be honest. I don't give a goddamn shit about the music video, bro.
Dude, it's so good though.
I watched it maybe once. I'm like, okay, it's a Drake music video. Okay, that's cool. I guess it's cool, but I mean that has nothing to do with the song quality.
It's actually good.
Heechy, what's your number one?
All right,
okay. What's your number one, Heechy? You go first. You've been talking all the smoke,
bro. Okay, my number one is Best I Ever Had.
Best ever.
And okay, listen to this. I've only heard the Nicki Minaj remix, but assuming that counts, and also it's like the same as a normal song, so that's my number one.
Fair.
All right, that's
fair. I'll go.
Okay.
All right. Show Me a Good Time is my number one.
What?
Have you heard that?
What do you mean what?
Show Me a Good Time is your favorite Drake, the best Drake song ever?
Yeah. Goes hard as fuck. That beat, bro, insane.
I'll have to give it a listen.
Show me a good time, Pasty.
Bro, you ever heard it?
What? That's from Thank Me Later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in that.
I don't know. That's like the most random Drake song possible that you could have picked. There's like so many better songs, more iconic songs, better quality songs, better age songs, higher quality, better quality songs, Drake songs you could pick. I don't know why you picked that song, but okay, we can. I'll say mine, and then we can get more into the discussion. But I actually wanted to do a top 5 because there's just so many Drake songs I feel like should be recognized. 5, I have 0 to 100, amazing song. 4, Headlines. 3, I have Pound Cake. 2, Passion Fruit. And my number 1 Drake song of all time is Jungle. Jungle is so amazing. It's like it's probably the only Drake song where I hear the first little opening, I'm like, okay, this is one of the best songs ever made. Seriously, it's so amazing. I don't really get that with any other Drake song besides maybe Passion Fruit. That song is also amazing. I think that's probably the best Drake beat. But yeah, Jungle's my number 1.
If we're gonna do top 5 of like one of my favorites, like Passion Fruit is in there. 2244 is in there.
4422?
Yeah. 2244.
4422 is the name of the Drake song that you're thinking of. And that's, by the way, that's literally only Sampha on that song. So that's a very strange pick.
And then what about the if you like that, how about Buried Alive Interlude?
You're just fucking with me right now. I swear to God, dude.
It's a Bug Banter pod. What else?
You're not gonna go with something iconic like I think Best I Ever Had is a great answer. That's a very great song. That's a great beat. And I think the Nicki Minaj version is actually, it might be better than the original, so I think that's valid.
The Drake song I probably listened to the most was probably 6 Man.
6 Man, okay, that would have been a good pick. I love 6 Man. Ruthless beat, that beat is so good, and I love Drake's performance on that. So many great moments from that song.
6 Man is my pick then for number 1. My real pick, not the Bug pick.
Okay. Heechy, do you have a top 5 you want to discuss?
I don't have a top 5, but I'd say my second one is Rich Flex. Just because
21.
Honest, dude, that 21 part gets me so hard.
Rich Flex.
And also, I realized that in that song, he says B&B, so I'm like, come on, man, I gotta pick that.
True.
Yeah, that's a pretty. I guess that's a fun song. That's nowhere near the top of Drake for me, but I want to talk a little bit more about Jungle. I think I absolutely love that sample for the chorus. Drake's performance is amazing. So many great. I love all the lines on like his performance. The lyrics are great. I love his singing, and then I think my favorite part might be the beat. Like that's really what puts it above everything else is the beat. It's just like I said, it's like when I listen to that, I genuinely like think that's one of the best songs ever made.
All right, Jim, what would you say if I told you that I like the song Mob Ties from Scorpion?
Mob Ties, it can be good.
I just like the beat.
Man. If you said you liked the song, I wouldn't be too mad at that. If you put it at the top, hell no.
Like,
that's
I like
disgusting.
And like if I put it in my top 5, then you'd be mad.
Nonstop is trash. Yes, CG, I would be mad if you put Mob Ties.
Oh, shoot, dude.
No, Nonstop is so bad, dude. Drake is so uninspired on that song. He sounds so sleepy. The beat is so generic and like not special at all. I don't know how you could like that song.
I like the beat.
Okay. That's weird. What about, do you guys have like favorite Drake albums?
If you're reading this, it's too late.
That's your favorite Drake album? Or that's not really it's a mixtape technically, I guess, but that's your favorite Drake project?
Yeah, I think so.
Heechy?
Honestly, my favorite would just be Her Loss because it's like probably the most recent one I listened to. Like all the songs except for Passion Fruit that Jeb listed, I don't know them. So like,
yeah, you haven't listened to like Take Care or Nothing Was the Same, have you?
No.
Or If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. Have you listened to that?
I've heard of it, but no, I haven't listened to that, man.
Yeah, so I guess that's a fair answer. Her loss.
I'm kind of like a casual Drake fan.
I did like Nothing Was the Same too. That one was good.
Yeah, no, top 3 for me. I think If You're Reading This Is Too Late is clearly his best project. Like that's a really, really great project. Yeah. Number 2 would probably be Nothing Was the Same for me, and then Take Care, number 3. And after that, honestly, Drake doesn't have any other albums that I really enjoy. Like, even like, I don't know, I wouldn't say he has another like great album after that. Even maybe a good album, like something like Views or
I like More Life, bro.
More Life is so mid, dude.
I like More Life.
More Life is so mid.
I like the house vibe.
Is it the one with Passion Fruit?
House vibe? Yeah, that's Passion Fruit is honestly the only
Get It Together, bro.
Only like memorable song from that album for me.
Kind of like Portland, but
no one.
I hate Portland, man.
Portland, bro. I love Portland.
Dude, that beat is so generic. It's honestly pretty annoying. I hate the Fake Love is from Views, but wait, Fake Love is Fake Love from More Life?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Fake Love is from More Life. Fake Love is just like a rip-off of Hotline Bling, which is a much better song than Fake Love. More Life is so mid, dude. Like Drake sounds like he's not trying at all. Like every song is so like forgettable and boring, and there's like no personality on like most of the songs on the album. And like I think most of that album is filler songs, honestly.
It's fair.
Like the only songs I really like from that album are like I kind of like Georgia Interlude and the song with Georgia Smith on it. I like some of the Young Thug features, and then other than that, it's like Passion Fruit is far and away the most like redeeming part of that album. I love Passion Fruit, but other than that, like I honestly don't care at all about that album.
I feel like Scorpion has more filler.
Yeah, I mean Scorpion's kind of the same situation where I really like one song. I really like Nice for What from Scorpion. Other than that, it's pretty garbage, honestly.
Yeah. Except Nonstop.
But I do think More Life is definitely better than Scorpion though. If I were to rate More Life, I'd give it maybe like a 5.5 out of 10. Scorpion's like a 3 out of 10.
Do you like anything off of CLB?
No, I actually don't. I'll listen to a single song off of CLB.
I like No Friends in the Industry.
No, I don't.
On CLB, I like Pipe Down and I Am Y2.
Is that the one with Kid Cudi?
Yeah, it's a Kid Cudi one.
I hate that Kid Cudi feature, man. Knife Talk, no, dude. Just listen to Jimmy Cooks if you want a song like that. Jimmy Cooks is like 2 times better.
Jimmy Cooks is better. Well,
Knife Talk is no.
But Knife Talk came out before Jimmy Cooks, so I like Knife Talk first, and then now I like Jimmy Cooks more.
I didn't like Knife Talk at all.
Tough.
What were you gonna say, Spokal?
I was gonna ask you, like, on these mid albums, do you think that Drake was just like sitting in the studio all day and they just kind of told him to sing all these songs, and then they just took like one take of like a bunch of songs and then just posted it, like that kind of mid? Or
that
like,
is that's actually a great question. I think Drake has this thing where his fan base, he has such a huge fan base, and they're so like passionate that they'll just eat up anything that he does, so he doesn't really have to try that hard.
That makes sense.
To like be like one of the biggest artists ever. So I think his past like most of his past like past releases have been very like uninspired and lazy and sound like he's not trying. That's pretty much it. I think
he doesn't have to work for his success.
And even like More Life, they kind of marketed it as like a playlist, not as an album. So it kind of felt like he was really trying. He was like not trying to make like a solid project and like market it as an album that he really worked hard at. He just put it out as like a playlist type thing, so people could just put it on, like shuffle it or skip songs or whatever, and they couldn't really like criticize him for not trying because he didn't market it as like something he tried really hard on.
Fair. I think that's a problem a lot of artists get or have when they like get a big fan base, is they just stop trying.
Yeah, and it is like really egregious with Drake because he is the biggest artist on earth, maybe other than like someone like Taylor Swift. But she does actually, I think she tries on her albums. Like her past couple albums have been pretty decent, and that actually at least sounds like she's trying. But with Drake, it's like he's just so massive, and he has such a big and devoted fan base that they'll pretty much defend whatever he makes, and he doesn't really have any consequences for making like uninspired or lazy music.
Yeah.
Wait, is he actually the biggest artist right now?
I would probably say so, yeah. Yeah, I'd say so.
I can't think of anybody
other
else,
than like Taylor Swift, like I said. But obviously it depends on like when you're releasing albums, and Taylor Swift is on tour right now, so she's like huge right now. But yeah,
I mean, if you ask me to name like a musician of like any sort, or you just kind of like categorize it and you put rap, I'd probably say Drake, and I'm not like a music enthusiast.
Yeah, Drake has the most.
Drake, he's just such a well-known name.
He's definitely the most successful in terms of charting, and he has the most number ones of all time. I'd say he's easily the most popular rapper of all time. So yeah, he's massive.
Yeah, he's got 68
but that doesn't mean he's the
monthly listeners.
No, of course not. What does he have?
68 million monthly.
68 million. Yeah, that's got to be top 10. I mean,
21 has 61. Kanye has 54.
What do you guys think of the future of Drake? Do you think that as his music quality declines, as Jeb says, do you think that the fan base will kind of fade away and he'll get smaller? Or do you think him just continually pumping music, even if it's lower quality, do you think that'll bring more people in? Like, what do you think of Drake's like future?
If it's working like at this stage, I don't really like Jeb was describing. I don't really see why it would stop working if he continues to just pump out the same content, and he obviously has the same voice. So,
wasn't there a
unless he puts out less content, then I can't really see. I don't know what you guys think.
Is there enough variety so that it's fresh for like the people to consume?
My thoughts on this are that he can really do whatever he wants, and unless he like pivots to some sort of like experimental like ambient noise or something, his fans aren't gonna leave him. Like, yeah, when you asked that question, I immediately thought of someone like Kanye, who I think his music has declined a lot, and he put out Jesus is King, and a ton of people hated that, like actually hated it. His fans still, I think some of his fans still really like that. You know, he put out Donda, and that was one of the biggest albums of the past couple years. So that was kind of
I think it's an interesting dichotomy where you got Kanye, who's kind of like the big risk, like the like outside of the studio, big controversies, and then you got Drake. I don't really know of like any big controversies from him, and like all his music, I'm sure, is all pretty similar.
He fucked a porn star and then like didn't raise his kid for a minute, and then Pusha T like wrote a song and dropped it, like calling him out, and then like basically gave the
is that like a well known is that like a well known thing?
Yeah, that's pretty well known in like the rap world, but it's nothing compared to like Kanye saying he loves Hitler and with his anti-Semitic remarks. Like that's on national news. Like yeah, everyone's talking about that. Everyone knows about what Kanye did.
For sure.
I don't think that Drake thing was like near the level of what Kanye's doing.
For sure.
But that is a controversy that he had.
Like,
it's just a controversy.
To the best of my knowledge, he's not gonna have some big brand change or anything. He's just probably just gonna keep true to what he does.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it was he had some sort of switch ups in his past couple albums, which his fans they all like pretty much still liked it, and yeah, he didn't really get any fan drop off from that. So
all right, so let's shift over to the fast food tier list. So what we're gonna do, we all have our tier lists out, right?
Yep.
You guys all have it ready?
Yep.
Let's should we go by tier here? Just go F to S.
Yeah, F to S.
And just kind of list.
We start from the bottom.
Yeah, let's start with F. Did any of you guys put any of these in F? Yeah. I personally did not put any of these in F just because this tier list, I mean, I guess something could have merited F. But Burger like when King. I think of these, they're all pretty similar.
Wait, Pasty.
F was Burger King.
F is Burger King, easy.
F is Burger King for me. Let's go, man.
I did not put anything in F.
I know.
I didn't put anything in
right
F.
now. He's going off.
I like it. I like the Burger King in F. I respect that. And I think, since we only had 2 people put something in F, let's just move up to D, where I had 1 fast food joint in D,
I've got 3.
and it was Burger King.
That's exactly what I did. Burger King and D, that's the only one.
I might actually be in trouble.
See, when I made this tier list, I found out that I generally like fast food. Burger King and McDonald's, those 2. I'll just give a little spoiler here. I got McDonald's in A tier. But the reason why is because if I'm going to have like a burger at a fast food place or get like a meal or have something at a fast food that's something to do with like a burger, it's not going to be Burger King. It's going to be McDonald's. I just think McDonald's is just better than Burger King.
It
and
is better than
Wendy's.
Burger King. But I don't think
It is.
I agree with that.
I don't think it deserves A tier.
Did you say your C tier, Slaq?
I did not say my C tier, but okay, so we had Burger King and D or F. I love it.
Yeah,
I
completely
agree. Unanimously picked Burger King as the worst.
Yeah.
Just because like McDonald's and Wendy's are just objectively better.
Yeah, Burger King it really has nothing. It has nothing that sets it apart from the better fast food restaurant, like burger restaurants. The only thing I can really think of is, and I don't know if any other restaurants like McDonald's have this, but the Impossible Whopper, that's a vegan option, but I don't even, eat that. So that's really the only thing I could think of that really sets it apart and makes it unique.
Yeah, because
where someone might go there.
They don't have Impossible.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, but other than that, like,
part of the reason I put Burger King so low is personally I haven't been there that much, which means I have no reason to go back, and also like no one that I know goes there. So like clearly, if no one's really going there,
yeah, I think there are just better options all around.
Their play place was pretty.
I just don't get how Burger King exists. I really don't. There's just so many better options. Like we limited our food tier list to just 9 of the most popular chains, but there's a lot of different fast food options, and then you kind of got local fast food options. I just don't understand why Burger King is still around. Like, it's got to be a dying brand.
Oh, for sure.
They got to be losing money.
I don't know.
Okay, so we addressed Burger King, right?
Yep.
Let's take a look at all of your other guys' D tiers, because Jeb and I only had Burger King in D tier, and I love that. But let's hear your guys' D tier. Let's start with Pasty and then go to Heechy. Just list your D tier, and then we'll discuss.
Little Caesars, Chipotle, KFC.
McDonald's, KFC.
Really? I think KFC is slept on, for sure.
I think it's
like I don't have it in S.
Slept
I don't have
on?
it in S tier, but I think it's definitely slept on. Like I think people like there's a huge group of people that just don't like KFC.
I'd much rather just
Like,
like
you
make
guys
that
would
shit
put,
at
like,
home.
Like D tier.
That's what I'm saying.
How
Here's
is it
what
like
yeah.
deep
It's
fried
chicken.
like that?
Here's what I think about KFC. I actually have no problems with KFC, but if I want chicken, I'm going to Chick-fil-A or I'm going to Popeyes. Like I'm never
Yes.
gonna go to KFC to get
But it's a
get
different
chicken.
it's a different type.
And I
Kinda
will
like a
say,
Burger
yeah,
King.
I agree with that. It's like it's kind of a niche thing where it has like the chicken meal and like
You got like the
whatever,
chicken breast.
the chicken breast
on
meal.
KFC is really good.
But I just prefer a chicken sandwich, to be honest. And I'm going to Chick-fil-A or Popeyes to get chicken if I want fast food chicken.
Have you had the KFC chicken sandwich?
No, I actually have not had that chicken sandwich, so I don't know how that compares.
It's
But
pretty good. It's crispy. But I mean, it's kind of like how the chicken breast.
yeah,
I'm sure
yeah,
you've had that. And that's
Yeah.
like a classic. It's that, but it's kind of down into a sandwich format, so you don't have like any of the bones. It's a good chicken sandwich. I'm not gonna say it's the best chicken sandwich. It's a pretty good chicken sandwich though. I would definitely give it a try. But
Yeah,
I just don't get the hate for KFC putting it in D tier. I just don't.
Hey,
get
you think
that.
it's hated a lot?
I
I-
just think there's a lot
I
of people
think-
that have negative feelings. Like you guys are an example of this.
I mean,
yeah.
that's
Do you
true,
have?
but
Can you guys like kind of say why you put it in D tier? Because
Like I said, I'd rather make that shit at home. Like
You can make like a
I have
deep
the
fried
exact
chicken with
agreement.
with all the secret spices.
Yeah, you would rather deep fry a chicken.
I'd rather make like chicken, mashed potatoes, and corn in my kitchen than get it from fast
Yeah.
food. I don't trust it.
But you're not getting, so you just don't like getting chicken
But,
at all
okay.
anywhere.
Yeah,
Would
that's
you-
what I'm saying.
Bad
Actually, is I don't really like chicken.
Are you
There's-
using this
Can't
same
really-
argument for like other restaurants on this tier list? Like, are you saying you'd rather make a burger at home than go to McDonald's, for example?
Well, part of the reason chicken is it's like one ingredient. So like
The
those
whole
other
point of
ones.
fast food is that you get it fast. I don't get like.
Yeah, I don't really understand this argument. Like, you're gonna have to do this for every. Like, would you rather make a pizza at home than get Domino's? Like,
I'd rather make a pizza at home than get Little Caesars, but I'd rather go to Domino's and get make a pizza at home.
What do you mean make a pizza? Like a frozen pizza, or actually make one?
A frozen pizza.
Oh, okay. So what about the chicken? So you're making it
Like I'm not.
frozen.
So like, yeah, like
That's what you're talking about, right? You'd rather have like a frozen like chicken tenders.
Yes, fry it up.
And I think frozen chicken tenders are generally pretty good, but I think KFC is like obviously better
Right.
than
maybe I need to peek.
Part of the
KFC, man.
reason-
It's been a minute.
Part of the reason that I'd rather have chicken at home, like Pasty says, is it's gonna be healthier. Like I don't want all that breading and the fried stuff. Like
okay, yeah.
I'm kind of
Well,
bored.
But we're doing
I
a
mean,
fast
it's not
food
gonna
tier
be
list.
healthy
Like,
if you're eating frozen fried chicken.
No,
it's gonna
not
be
frozen fried
just-
chicken. I'm just doing chicken breast. That's what I'm saying.
so that's not comparable.
Well, that's not comparable though.
I know, but I'm saying I don't really like fried chicken.
All right,
That's
so
what
you
I'm
put
saying.
KFC in D tier
Okay.
because you just don't like fried chicken. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's fine. That's fair.
I mean,
But
I'm
Pasty, I
saying
don't
that
understand
they're
Pasty.
good at what they do, probably, but I don't like fried chicken.
Yeah,
That's
don't
why I
like
put a
fried
low.
chicken either.
That's fair.
That's why I
Yeah.
didn't put them in F tier because
Okay.
I respect them.
But I'll eat like the
Let
mashed
me-
potatoes, but I'd rather make mashed potatoes at home.
Let me bring something up about KFC. Okay, a lot of these fast food chains that we have on here, like say Chipotle, McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, a lot of these cater to like an individual purchase for an individual person. The thing with KFC is they have a good variety of like buckets
Maybe I
that you
could
can
bump
bring
it up
for like
to
a
C.
large group. You can get like a 10-piece bucket with like a bunch of sides and everything. And I'm not a huge fan of all their sides. And that's why I didn't put them in S or A tier. I put them in B tier. But I think their chicken is really good and they're really good. It's a really good idea to get like a big bucket of chicken for like a, just a gathering of friends or family. I just think it's good that it accommodates.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
like
groups.
grab a
I
pizza.
agree with that. Yeah.
You're not gonna go to McDonald's and get like 10 Big Macs. It's gonna be super expensive if you do. But that's one of the reasons why I put it up in B tier. But I think they have good chicken. They're called Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm not a huge fan of their sides, but I do like the chicken there.
All right.
And if I want a fried chicken breast, there aren't really a lot of places that have like a fried chicken breast. You can go to like a grocery store, your local grocery store, and get it. But I think it's got great chicken breast. I don't think you're really gonna find it much better elsewhere, except for like a local chain.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It has that sort of monopoly, I guess, on like the fried chicken breast. I can't really think of any other fast food restaurant that has that. So I had KFC in C tier, by the way.
Word.
Well, how would you guys compare like KFC chicken to like, because a lot of these other places have like chicken tenders,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Chicken tenders are kind of bad on.
it's a lot. I feel like it depends on the place. Like, it's a lot different to get like a ground up chicken paste fried tender, like something from like McDonald's or Burger King, than to get like an actual fried chicken breast. So it's kind of hard to compare that. But I think like places like I think Dairy Queen has like actual chicken breast tenders, which are I actually like those. I think those are kind of underrated. Yeah. And like Raising Cane's obviously not on this list, but I think those have really good like chicken breast tenders.
Do you remember the McDonald's chicken tenders back in the day?
Barely, but I didn't really eat that a lot.
See, I generally like fried chicken as well, and if Heechy doesn't, then it's understandable.
Well,
because that's what
kind of like that style. They like wings, but like it's just that I don't really know how they're different. But for some reason, it's just like I just can't bring myself to go and get a bucket of chicken.
Yeah,
I mean, they've started to add like meals and stuff and they got like the $5 fill-ups and like some other. You can get like a sandwich, fries, and a pop there as well. And their chicken sandwich is pretty good, like I've said. It might not be the greatest, but it's a good chicken sandwich for sure.
I was gonna say I definitely respect like the flavor of their chicken because I've had it many times. But yeah, it's just D tier because I don't get it much. Kind of like Burger King, I never get that. So
yeah.
So you had McDonald's in D tier. We'll discuss that later. Pasty, what was your other D tier? Little Caesars?
Yeah, and Chipotle.
Chipotle.
But I kind of forgot about Little Caesars Crazy Bread till just now.
One.
So I think I could put Little Caesars in like a C. I don't like their pizza, but that Crazy Bread goes hard.
Just for Crazy Bread alone, I put them above a couple restaurants just for the Crazy Bread alone.
Fair.
Or a couple of these fast food places.
Fair.
I have Little Caesars in B tier. Where do you have them, Heechy and Jeb?
B. Okay. I have it in C, and I have to say I've never had the Crazy Bread, but based on what you guys are saying, I'm sure it would go up if I did have it. I have it in C because, let's be honest, the pizza's not great. I'm going to probably choose other fast food pizza chains like Domino's or Papa John's over it, but I really like the quick nature of, like, you can just go and, like, walk in and get a pizza in seconds.
The fastest one.
And it's very cheap. Like, it's very good value. So
that's literally the only two reasons that I put it as high as I did.
Yeah.
Yes. You had it in B tier, Heechy, or C tier?
B.
B tier. I also had them. I had them on top of B tier.
Yeah, I have C tier.
Yeah, high B tier. It's good. You got to get the Crazy Bread, Jeb, though.
I should. Yeah, I got to try that.
Crazy Bread goes hard.
But yeah, I really do like the like if you just want a pizza, you want it cheap, Little Caesars isn't gonna fail you. They're gonna be there.
Yeah.
And they're usually open pretty late. I mean, all these fast food places are open pretty late, but like, get it anytime. You can get a quick pizza. It's a good way to get a quick fix of pizza.
True. I also had Chipotle in there in D
and Pasty.
Chipotle in D tier is
Chipotle is their chips.
Kind of interesting. I gotta say, Chipotle is the one restaurant that I did not rank because I've been there literally one time like 8 years ago, so I just didn't rank it.
Okay, that's actually fair.
Do you remember at all any of your experience at Chipotle?
Yes, I do. I got a cheese and chicken quesadilla, and that's it. And I ate it outside, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, I think if you gotta grade Chipotle, I would probably grade them on the burritos because that's kind of what they're.
Yeah, the burrito.
Yeah.
Big ticket item.
I'd rather go anywhere else for a burrito.
Like, okay, so it's like a local chain, but like Chipotle is good. Like, I don't get the hate.
Okay, Pacey's kind of pissing me off because I actually put Chipotle in S tier. And part of the reason
I like it. I like it.
Fuck you,
dude. Part of the reason is because it's probably the healthiest option, but the other reason is like I just love
bro. You live in
beans, chicken. Like, dude, I freaking love.
Just go to go to another burrito place, bro. No reason.
Pasty,
bro. Chipotle is
fast
food.
Yeah, but so are all the other burrito places I go to. They're just as fast, just as cheap as Chipotle, if not better. And they are it's like locally sourced food, and the tortillas are made like right in front of you. I'm not talking just Cabo Bob's, like Freebird's burrito. Now I'm blanking.
If they're made in front of you, if they're made in front of you, it's not as fast then.
What?
I mean, the whole point of Chipotle is like
they press it, they throw it on the thing, it's there for a minute. You wait, and while you're waiting in line, it's cooking, and then once you get to the topping section, you go through the line, do your toppings, you check out, you go fill up your drink, you sit down, you eat your food. All there is a line. Like, Chipotle is gonna have a line.
It's just a little bit quicker than Chipotle, and Chipotle, like, it tastes good.
Chipotle tastes like ass, bro.
No, I don't get how it can taste bad because it's literally just ingredients.
But that's like any fucking.
That's
like any fucking.
No, I know.
True.
So Burger King is just ingredients, Heechy. How can that taste bad?
cook it like
I don't
in
know
like
Burger King's
spices and stuff, bro.
Keep that same energy with Subway, by the way.
Dude, yeah,
Subway's
Subway S tier,
absolute
easy.
Subway.
It's
Oh
a
my god.
S for Subway.
S
Like, how do
Subway.
you mess up a burrito though? You just put the shit together.
But
But
Pasty,
it's like
even if you're not comparing it to like a local chain, what do you have anything against like Chipotle's food in
it.
general?
Yeah, it's
Like
just
compared
mid.
to these other chains.
Like
I think you
if I
just
find a
don't like it 'cause
Chipotle, it's
everybody
usually
likes
next to like a Noodles and Company, so I'd rather go to the Noodles and Company.
Okay, whatever. I didn't put Chipotle in S just because I think that sometimes it's a little off on the flavor isn't like all the way there. I think they could do better with the flavor. You kind of have to get the guac or the queso blanco
Queso
to
is
really
good.
add that flavor. But I think that they're kind of like needed to enhance the flavor a little bit
Yeah, you
too
need one
much.
of those too.
I wish you didn't have to get it. And I usually typically don't, but it's still a good experience without it. It's just not S tier in my opinion. I think it's good though. It's a really good chain, especially compared to some of these other ones. I just don't get how you have Chipotle on the same tier list as Burger King, just one tier above it. I just don't understand that. That's just weird. Like if you have a Chipotle right next to a Burger King, 10 times out of 10 you're going to the Chipotle.
There's usually
I just don't understand that.
but I wouldn't go to either because I don't like either.
Okay, whatever. So where did you guys all have McDonald's at?
C.
B tier.
I had them at A tier. Okay, so we had D, C, B, and A. And I mean, McDonald's is just, for me, part of the reason why I put it on here is just like, it's just a classic fast food chain.
It's gone downhill. Like
I don't think
it's
it
all,
has gone
but like no, for
Prices
real.
got
Like
up.
the dollar menu, bro. It's nothing anymore. Like I
Pasty.
used to get like back when I was chunky, I used to get like 4 or 5 burgers for like $5, and then I get like a large fry, and my total would be like $7 and a drink. It'd be great, but now that would be like $15.
Here's the thing, Pasty. The reason why I like McDonald's, like over a lot of these other ones, is I actually think you say it's expensive, but I think you can get like super good deals with
Oh, yeah,
McDonald's.
just get,
You
like-
just have to use.
Yeah.
You just got to use the app because they got deals all over the app.
Oh, fair.
Like you can get buy one get one.
Okay. Their sausage, egg, and
Breakfast.
cheese breakfast biscuit is good. I like that.
Yeah, and you can get that right now. Buy one get one free at your local McDonald's. And McDonald's is gonna be the quickest of these chains to get your food out.
This
mean,
is
it's
hard for
just
me, bro, because I
super
don't eat
convenient.
fast food. but
That's what I'm saying. It's hard.
but yeah,
But like,
that's fair.
it's just super convenient. It's the classic. You know what you're getting. You know they don't mess your order up, or at least they haven't for me. I know, Pacey, you've had a bad experience with McDonald's at like 3 a.m.
Oh, dude, that was terrible. I was so pissed.
You should tell that story
I should tell that
if you
story?
remember it.
Okay, let me see. It was like 3 in the morning, and I had the munchies, and I went to go get some McDonald's, and I had ordered just a. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I ordered the sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit sandwich, and then I think that was it. I think I got maybe like an orange juice or something too with it. But then I pull up and I tell them my order number, and I go to the window, and they hand me a giant ass bag full of shit. I'm like, I can't eat all that. That's not what I ordered. So I hand it back to them, and I'm like, I didn't order this. All I ordered was a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, and then orange juice or whatever. And like, okay, 1 second. So then they went and made that and brought it and gave it to me. I was like, bet. And I went home. I went to sleep, and then I had my food, went to sleep, and then I woke up in the morning. I think I checked my bank account or something, and McDonald's had charged me like $40 or some shit. And I was like, what the fuck? All I got was a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit and a drink. That's not $40. And so then I go back to the McDonald's and I tell them what happened. And they're like, well, we can't refund your money, so we can give you the food. I was like, fuck it, give me the food. And they're like, okay, tell us what was on the order. And so I had to tell them like a shit ton of stuff. And then I got it, and I only ate like one thing because I think it was all like McGriddles, and I think that's like the most disgusting combo ever created. Like, who wants like
Really?
a syrupy pancake for a sandwich bread? Yeah.
She sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
No.
I like the McGriddles.
No.
Vocal.
Have you had them, Heechy?
No, I haven't, so I can't. But like the concept sounds horrendous.
No, you gotta try it. It's just like the chicken and waffles combo. You get the sweet and salt.
Chicken and waffles?
Yes.
From
You
where?
never heard of that? That's like a classic.
Is it like a thing or is it from a restaurant?
Yeah, that's
No,
a thing.
that's like a
make it
classic
homemade.
Southern comfort food.
Yeah, it's a classic dish.
Dude, what are they doing in the South?
Just sweet and salty. Pasty literally brought up
Facts.
That's like
his
sugary and
finger on his
salty.
tongue. He puts his finger in salt.
Pasty, we're not going to ignore what you just said, by the way. It's not sweet and salty. It's sugary and salty. Like, what? Yeah, okay, buddy.
But
nice
bananas
one.
aren't like sugary.
Is sugar not
It's
sweet?
just starch and
Sugar
salty.
is sweet, but
That's
it's
what
like a
you
different
make
type
it.
of sweet than like the banana sweet. You know?
But your
Sugar
bananas
is
are
sweet.
sweet.
They're sweet. They're sweet.
All right, we can't get back on the green bananas. Okay.
Well, we got McDonald's. I have it on A tier. I think it's fine that it's like all around the board. I don't really have a problem
Yeah.
with it because I could see how
Average
people
is
look at
out
it,
to, like-
and I do respect Pasty putting it where he did, because of that story. I do feel really bad for that because it's 3 a.m. There's no way they should be messing up orders at 3 a.m. when there's no one in the store. So that's a really odd situation. But I think that's an outlier. I haven't really had any issues.
I did check that McDonald's app like after the whole shabagle, because I was telling them what was on the order. I knew it was on the order because, like the big ass order, because in the McDonald's app, apparently I had added all that shit to my cart somehow, and it went through, and yeah. But I don't know how all of that got added because I don't know. I don't eat that.
Weird.
Interesting.
Are you telling us it's your fault?
No, I'm telling you it's the app's fault.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you got hacked?
I think the McDonald's app is nice.
Heavy.
It's convenient. If you need a quick fix, you get a quick deal.
I'm pretty sure that was the last time I went to McDonald's too. Actually, no.
If I'm gonna get a burger and it's not like a local or a better fast food chain that's not in this tier list, it's gonna be at McDonald's. It's not gonna be at Wendy's. It's not gonna be a Burger King.
I'd rather get a burger at Wendy's than McDonald's.
Well, let's discuss that next because the C tier. Let's move to C tier. My one thing in C tier is Wendy's. So I have Burger King in D tier.
Wow.
Wendy's in C tier. It's the only thing in C tier, and it's one of the same reasons I think Wendy's is definitely better than Burger King. You could make an argument to put Burger King in F tier and keep Wendy's in C tier. I'd be fine with that. But I think Wendy's, I would still just rather have McDonald's than Wendy's. I don't think Wendy's.
Wendy's has Frosty.
I completely disagree with that. I think Wendy's has better quality food overall. Their burgers are much better quality for me. Their Frosties are really good. Their ice cream machines actually work.
Yes, sir.
I have never had an issue with. McDonald's the ice cream machine.
The chili, bro. The chili.
I definitely had. They have a lot of better sides. I think they have. I love their homemade lemonade.
Yes.
They have good chicken as well. I think McDonald's does too, but I think Wendy's is just overall much higher quality than McDonald's, and I'd rather go to Wendy's any day of the week.
You get like a pretzel bun too. It's like.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think their burgers are just better. I mean, they're juicier, they're thicker, they're square. They're wrapped in foil.
Just the Big Mac is just a classic.
But that's in paper, bro.
Big Mac
Man,
sauce,
I don't know, man.
Big Mac sauce is great, and then like the Filet-O-Fish is also a classic for me as well.
Yeah, I think McDonald's has a lot of. They do have good variety. Like I did mention, in my notes, I had like, they have good fish sandwiches. They have good chicken sandwiches. But in terms of burgers, I think Wendy's just has better burgers. Like I'd rather have a nice, thick, juicy, double cheeseburger from Wendy's than like a Big Mac.
Facts.
See, I've had Wendy's, but this is kind of like where Heechy's at, and a little bit of where you're at with Chipotle is. I've had Wendy's just a handful of times. I haven't had it that much, and that's only because McDonald's exists, and McDonald's is convenient. and I don't know, I just haven't really gone to Wendy's that much. So I just put them at C tier just because I'd rather just have McDonald's.
Heechy,
Yeah.
where did you have Wendy's?
C.
Okay.
See, I like
Wow.
that. Yeah,
Where
like
did you
that.
have it,
Okay,
Chad?
dude. I just
I
like
have
the chili.
Wendy's. Yeah, the chili's good. I have Wendy's in A.
Oh, me
Like
too.
if I go to Wendy's and I get the double cheeseburger with some fries, which I think are better than McDonald's, I get a chocolate frosty and a homemade lemonade, I'm gonna be so much happier than anything I would have gotten from McDonald's.
For sure.
Like that's like a great meal to me.
For sure. Oh, the lemonades
I mean-
are so good. Like,
Dude, yeah, they're really good. They
I
have
can-
different flavors
you know,
too.
I can
It's really
respect
good.
it though, and I'm not gonna push back too much just because I haven't had that much.
fair.
And my experiences have been pretty good at Wendy's. It's just, I don't know. There's one time I went to Wendy's and it wasn't very great. I've had a couple bad experiences, whereas I haven't had any bad experiences really at McDonald's.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can say I've had bad experiences at McDonald's. I think that just depends on like which ones you go to, but yeah.
Where?
Yeah, that's why it's tough to make.
Yeah,
a
it's
tier list,
tough,
just
yeah.
because you get a certain store that's bad. Because
Yeah, that's true.
I have a little Caesars that's in my hometown, or that's where I live. That's pretty rough, and it's not good. I had it once and it was awful. But then I went deeper into the city to a different one, to a newer one, and it was great. So I mean, it all depends on the restaurant. Depends on location, the time of day, who's working. There's a lot of different factors. I think that's why it makes it so tough to make a tier list. But I tried to be as objective as possible here.
Yeah.
Wendy's would be the one that I'd probably have the most wiggle room with here. Well, let's just get Subway out of the way,
Yeah. Okay.
because let's just get it out there.
All right.
Subway's S tier.
Subway is S tier. Easy.
I have Subway in A tier.
That's fair.
That's
valid.
fair.
It's
I'm
valid.
fine if it's a tier off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Subway's great. I mean, if you want to get a sub, you gotta go Subway. I mean, there's some other good places out there. Jersey Mike's is pretty good.
Yeah. It's
But
not.
Subway
On
is
the list. I
definitely
have
better
Jersey
than them.
Mike's over Subway for sure. Because I think
But
Jersey
Jersey
Mike's
Mike's
bread
also-
is healthier for you.
It's Jersey Mike's is also more expensive though too.
True.
Yeah. I really think you just can't go wrong at Subway unless you're making like an abomination of a sandwich. But yeah, it's so versatile. It's fast. It's convenient. It's reliable. You know what you're getting. And one thing, this is kind of dumb, but I really like their straw wrappers. They're so easy to open.
True. They're like the little plasticky.
Dude, they're so
They
good.
just pop. Like all the paper
Yes,
ones like
sir.
go into straws. Yeah.
True.
I feel that. Yeah. That is facts.
Oh yeah, by the way, I have Subway in A tier.
Okay.
Yeah,
bet,
dope.
bet.
Okay.
Their bread can technically be considered cake, I think, with like what's in it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wait,
Like
what?
There's like a
I
high
read that
sugar
somewhere.
content or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah, with the amount of sugar in it.
I don't know, I'd have to look into that, but
Kinda worrisome,
I'm not
man.
doubting it.
I
Yeah.
don't know about that, Pasty.
We
I
can
mean, their
look
bread just tastes like bread. I wouldn't say that it's like unhealthy. I mean, it's bread.
No, it's some weird technical thing, definitely. But yeah.
for sure.
But yeah,
So we're all
Subway's
in
like-
agreement with Subway.
Yeah, Subway's obviously good.
Subway's
It's just
out of
kind
the
of like these. What's tier off is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's move on to Taco Bell.
Taco
I
Bell.
think this one could have some variation.
Fair. I have Taco Bell in B.
I also have Taco Bell in B tier.
I also have Taco Bell in B tier.
I have it in C.
Okay.
All right.
That's fair.
That's
I'm
fair.
fine with that.
I'm fine with that.
Absolutely fine with that. Taco Bell, it's mid,
Yeah.
not great. It can be good at times.
It's good for
I mean,
hanging
have
out
some
with the
good deals and
boys.
everything.
That's yeah. I kind of have like everything skewed down just a little bit below yours, but yeah, I'd say it's just mid.
Yeah, I think Taco Bell, I've never really been unhappy when I've gone there, but I think they really hold themselves back in terms of their item limitations. They limit some of their best items. I think they're taking away the quesarito now, which is a fan favorite. They've taken away the Mexican pizza in the past, which is a fan favorite.
Nacho fries.
They take away the chicken roll up like taquitos, I think, that I love. The nacho fries obviously are a huge thing that they don't have all the time. So I think they really hold themselves back
Yeah.
in that sense. Another gripe I have with Taco Bell is I really wish they had more like dessert or side options. They're really, really limited in those. I'm not a huge fan of the cinnamon twirls or the Cinnabon delights. Like those are good in moderation, but I'd rather have some like
For sure.
I don't know, maybe some ice cream or something.
Yeah, you need something cold.
I do.
You get
Yeah,
I mean, they
oh,
do the
oh,
slushies,
they do.
though.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that too. I think the freezies really move them up, and I think they have good drinks overall. Like they have some drinks that aren't usually like in other restaurants, like obviously Baja Blast, and they have cherry Pepsi, and um, they have stuff like that, and the freezes are really good too. So
that reminded me of one thing with Wendy's. I remember that they had the customizable drink.
yeah, they do have
drink
that.
fountain. I actually really did like that. I completely forgot about that. But I will give a little bonus point for Wendy's there. But yeah, Taco Bell, if I'm going anywhere, I'll typically get water. Like,
Okay.
I usually like to stay away from like the meals. Although I do like fries as well, so I guess it kind of depends. But with Taco Bell, if I ever get to, I'll get that Baja Blast just because it's kind of like it's something that you get with Taco Bell, and it's the same thing with you have the hot food. I mean, all of these are mostly hot, but it's like something about Taco Bell is you need something nice, cool, and refreshing with it.
For sure.
So I just like getting a Baja Blast with it.
I always get the Invisible Man, which is a Baja Blast mixed with the pink lemonade.
And nice.
It turns like a grayish color, like cloudy. It's cool.
Yeah, I usually get the freezes, which I do think are really good. So, yeah, that's.
I mean, it's decent.
That might be my favorite. One of my favorite things from Taco Bell is the freezes.
Word.
Yeah. That's like one of the a redeeming factor.
Yeah. I don't really have too much more to say about Taco Bell. I think we can.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Dom's. Big Domino's.
Big Doms.
Domino's.
I think it'd be most fitting for Pasty.
Oh wait, what?
Where he's got it first.
Really? I got it in B tier.
I got it in B tier.
I got it in B tier. A tier?
I like pizza, bro. That's honestly like the reason.
It's respectable.
I just like pizza.
I also love pizza. I honestly prefer Papa John's and maybe Papa Murphy's, and obviously any local pizza place. So that's why I had it in B. I do think Domino's is good, and I'm never like not gonna eat it if I have it. So
yeah, Domino's compared to Little Caesars is getting more expensive. I know Little Caesars also raised like their prices too.
It used to be like $5 for a large.
Yeah, I think it's up to like $7.
Wait, it's up to that much?
Same with Domino's.
Yeah,
it's like
$7.
It's like $6.99 for the mix and match deal now, where it used to be like $4.99 back in the day.
Yeah, so I mean, Domino's, the quality of the pizza, I like it better than Little Caesars, but I like the Little Caesars crazy bread and the price better.
Yeah.
So I think I'd give Little Caesars the edge. Domino's sides are decent; they're pretty good.
Yeah.
But
they're
I don't know, just
they have tater tots now. That's a new item on the menu. And I've heard they're
I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not a big tater tot guy to begin with.
Yeah, they're like frozen, and then they just throw them in the oven with like a bunch of shit on them, and they're like the same like combination of stuff you can get in like the cheesy breads.
Tater tots with pizza. I'm not a fan of that, to be honest.
It's so whack.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah.
I mean, Domino's is good though. Like my overall experience with Domino's, it's like the classic fast food pizza chain.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Little Caesars and you got Papa John's, but I think Domino's is kind of like the big name.
Their cheesy bread will have to be my favorite item on the menu.
Yeah, Domino's it's kind of mid, but we all kind of agree.
Yeah.
Kind of in that B tier. Heechy's got it at A tier, which I think is
high. Like I said, I really like pizza, and I had Little Caesars in B tier, and I think it's just a bit better, so that's why I had to put it at A. So.
Have you had the Little Caesars crazy bread, Heechy?
No.
Damn.
You haven't. See,
I haven't.
You gotta get plugged in.
Dude,
yeah, we gotta try that.
I'm gonna go get crazy bread tomorrow. I have to.
Yeah, it might be worth peeping.
All right, so let's shift over to the crypto markets, and with all the banking stuff that's been going on, with Silicon Valley Bank and other banks. Jeb, you kind of want to tell the audience what exactly has been going on with a simple explanation, maybe a little bit of the history.
Yeah, I'll give the quick rundown. Basically, just of the Silicon Valley Bank. That was the big bank that sort of crashed. So they had invested billions of dollars into bonds during the low interest rate period a while ago, and then basically their business model is built on like startup companies. So they have a lot of deposits, billions in deposits from tech startups mostly. So recently the Fed began to raise interest rates to combat the rapid inflation that's happening. And because of that, the bond prices fell. So tech startups, because of the higher rates, were forced to withdraw a lot of their funds to fund their operation. And as Silicon Valley Bank was left, with a massive unrealized losses. So they had to sell at a loss on their bonds. And because of that, everyone kind of went into a panic, everyone involved with the bank, and the stock plummeted. So that was basically the downfall, sort of. And then the FDIC had to step in and they halted trading, but that was after, the stock price fell. And so there was damage done already. The situation kind of got resolved. The FDIC is going to guarantee everyone's deposits, even the uninsured, which I think 250,000 is under that is the amount that would be insured. So even all the uninsured money will be guaranteed. And pretty much the people who got sort of screwed over in this situation are just the shareholders and obviously like the upper level managers. But that singular banking crash kind of is resolved for now, but there are obviously in terms of the entire banking market right now, it's kind of up in the air. So
yeah, there's a lot of banks out there with some problems. There was a recent one, a Dutch bank was having some problems, and Credit Suisse, some international banks. That one actually got recently bought out by UBS. So there are a lot of banking fears out in the future, and in history, a lot of times there would be like in 1929, I believe it was. There's a big bank run, and that's just essentially when everyone is just trying to withdraw their funds out at the same time, and the bank just gets flooded.
yeah, that's what
And
happened
that's
with
essentially
SVB.
what happened to
Yeah.
yeah, that's essentially what happened to Silicon Valley Bank. That everyone wanted them to get out, and then they sold everything. So that's essentially like, and all that needs is just a bunch of fear and like all the people. That's really what causes it. Is everyone wants to get out, and so I mean, with all these banks, coming into all these problems, really the only way it could get worse is if all of the customers of the banks end up doing like a bank run style withdrawal due to panic. And really, that's kind of how the stock market crashes. Is everyone gets panicked and they sell. And there really hasn't been a crash. I mean, the market has definitely gotten hit, but it hasn't really taken a dive or gone down too badly. But this in light of crypto, the crypto market as of late, because the stock market's kind of been going sideways over the last month. Since the banking news came out, it's gone, I think, down a little bit, but it's also kind of recovered a bit. But crypto, kind of in that last couple weeks, Bitcoin has gone from 20,000. I think it might have even been under 20,000. Let me check here. Yeah,
It was
on
at
March
one point.
10th,
Yeah.
it was under 20K, and it's since rallied, and it hit almost 29,000. But right now it's at 27,500. And I think in the short term, I think there could be some rally in Bitcoin, but really the overall trend for Bitcoin over the last like um, year and a half, couple years, the overall trend is down. I think it could definitely rally break 30,000, maybe see close to 40,000. But I just have a tough time seeing Bitcoin or really any other coin get itself back up to the 60,000s or 50,000s. I just think it's so far away.
In terms of
double again.
In terms of short term, you mean, or like ever?
Yeah, I think just for like the immediate long term, like in the next couple of years, like maybe in the future, but I just have a tough time with how hard it fell. I mean, this happens with a lot of stocks that end up going bankrupt as like the pump and dump. Like you got, for example, in 2018, you had, I believe it was 2018, you had the stock Tilray, and that one went crazy. That one went up to like $300 in one day. And really, all the weed stocks, there's just this weed boom.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really comparable to Bitcoin, though, to be honest.
But here's the thing, like,
because those are pretty obscure stocks, and Bitcoin is like very prominent.
I get that. Bitcoin has like $1 trillion market cap, so I'm not saying it's gonna be like that, because obviously Tilray and those stocks ended up going to zero, essentially zero. But like Bitcoin, I don't think it's gonna go to zero. But I just have a tough time seeing it get back up to that level. I think it would have to take a while for it to get back up to that level, just because a lot of money that wants to be in Bitcoin is already in it. And I mean, right now it's probably priced pretty fairly at 27,500. But yeah, for the next couple of years, I just don't think it's gonna move very much. It'll probably be like that for a while. And it depends on if there are any new coins or if there's any like world coin or coin that's like the US, if they establish some crypto coin. There's obviously some things that could be a barrier to Bitcoin's growth. Now, as for other crypto, such as Dogecoin, we have seen in the last month, Dogecoin right now is at 7.5 cents. Now, in the last couple of weeks, when Bitcoin made that huge rally, like 70%, maybe it might not have been that much, but it was a big rally in the last couple of weeks. Dogecoin's only gone up just a bit. Like it went from about 6 cents to 7.5 cents now. It has not moved up, because typically Dogecoin would, since it has such a small market cap, moves really quickly, and if Bitcoin goes up, Dogecoin will go way up. But Dogecoin has not seen the same level of success it had in the past when it had that big rally.
Yeah, that's definitely been a trend for pretty much every altcoin is bleeding against Bitcoin right now.
And yeah, it's like most of the altcoins are going down. Now Ethereum has been tracking pretty well with it. It hasn't moved as well as Bitcoin, especially considering that it is a smaller cap crypto compared to Bitcoin. And I think Ethereum will probably track pretty close to Bitcoin, but I mean, Bitcoin is just like the classic. It's the prominent, it's the biggest.
Yeah, if you look at Bitcoin dominance has been going up a lot recently. I don't have a chart for that on hand, but I know it has been.
Yeah, it's been making a big gap, especially between the smaller coins. Ethereum is still there, and it could still last a while for sure. But if Bitcoin does go down, all the other coins for sure are not going to make it. Especially the little ones will eventually all die out, and will end up being like Tilray. Now we'll see how Bitcoin ends up, but that's just kind of my overall prediction. I just don't think it's going to move very much in the next couple of years. And if the banks and the stock market did end up crashing, I don't necessarily think that would be the best for Bitcoin, just because I think people are going to be pulling money out of all their sources of income with the stock market. They're going to be taking money out of that, and I think they'll probably be taking money out of crypto as well. So I think Bitcoin would react negatively if the market did crash. And if the market did kind of continue sideways, Bitcoin would have a chance to rally. but we'll have to see how the market reacts. Now, a couple stocks that I have predictions for just in the short term. I have a few stocks here: AMD, SOXS, which is just a semiconductor bear 3 times leverage share ETF, and then NVDA and DUOL. I am predicting that these stocks within the next couple weeks will have their pullback. And the reason why is because I just believe that they're too highly priced right now. And I currently do have position in SOXS and a short position in AMD because I think they're a little bit overpriced. But really, that's all I have for stocks. I don't know if any of you guys have anything to chip in. But
one thing I wanted to mention sort of about SVB, Silicon Valley Bank, is that I think, I'm not too sure, but I think they're sort of unique in the sense that they were a very large bank, but they had most of their business model was based on the venture capitalists and tech startup stuff. So that is probably the biggest reason why they're like one of the banks that did crash and had that bank run. And the weird thing is they pretty much were they followed closely what the FDIC told them to do. So they were told to like buy those bonds during the low interest rate periods, and then they sort of just got screwed over because of their business model and because of the current like times, like the inflation and the raising of rates, even though they didn't really deviate from what the FDIC told them to do. So they're sort of unique in that case.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how other banks react because if it's unique like that, obviously their failure doesn't have to mean failure for other banks. I don't think really any of the other banks are in danger. Now, some of the international banks, I don't know too much about them, Dutch Bank and the other ones, but I don't know. I think the banking industry should be all right. It's just as long as there isn't some other bank run or panic, I think it should be all right.
Yeah.
But we can move on.
So we're debating in Brawlhalla, the game.
Yes.
Is keyboard and mouse better for gameplay, or is controller better? That's the debate.
Yes.
Or is keyboard better?
Keyboard.
So,
just keyboard? Is that enough? I don't really play Brawl.
Okay,
so.
there are 3 options here for Brawlhalla.
Okay.
We got keyboard, controller, and keyboard mouse.
We got keyboard mouse.
Let me just ask around what you guys think is the best way to play Brawlhalla.
Keyboard mouse.
Let's start with Pasty.
Keyboard mouse.
Heechy.
Controller.
Bej.
All right. I don't really play Brawlhalla, but let's say I am a PC gamer. I would rather play on PC with a keyboard and mouse, but in games like Brawlhalla and Super Smash Bros. And fighting games like that, sort of brawl games, I would much rather use a controller.
And I also would use the controller. And again, Pasty with the L take.
No,
keyboard and mouse. That is literally the worst option. You could have picked
Smash.
keyboard at least.
All
right, let's hear him out. In Smash.
Smash. Yes, I would rather play Smash.
Pasty, hold on
before
you say anything.
But Smash is different from Brawl because Brawl you got weapons, so there's more strategy. I feel like to Brawl than there is, or at least a different strategy to Brawl than to Smash, and I feel like that strategy is much better executed when you have a keyboard and mouse versus a controller. I feel like you can be a lot more accurate with shit and do whatever the fuck you want. Whereas controller, it's just also controller is just a whole different language for me because I don't play controller.
Dude, I just don't get how you can play Smash with a controller.
It's not weapons. It's
wait.
Because Smash.
So
But I don't get like.
So wait. What? Okay, I haven't played a lot. I haven't played a lot of Brawlhalla. I have played a decent amount. I know how it works. The weapons you pick up, and then you use the abilities with the weapons. It's pretty much the exact same thing as having a Smash character with abilities. In Brawl, you just pick up weapons and you have different ability sets. But it's not like you have a whole different dynamic because of the weapons. It's like the same thing. You just have weapons. It's like you're both using abilities. There can't be that much different.
It feels different.
It feels different?
Yeah.
It actually feels pretty much exactly the same. You're just using abilities in both. You just have like different pixels on your screen.
It's like weapons.
You have there are characters in Smash with weapons. I don't understand this argument at all. Like you have Samus, you have Link, all the Links, Ikes. Like there's so many characters in Smash with weapons.
Movesets are more like superpowers, whereas like Brawl, it's more like fighting. I feel like.
What?
What do you mean?
It's the same damn game.
There are literally fighting characters in Smash.
Yeah, it's more like they have superpowers versus like.
There are strictly fighting characters in Smash. And Brawlhalla, you're like flying around on a rocket lance. You have like shooting magic guns. Like it's not.
No, guns are real.
No, they're magic guns.
Pasty, you're actually. God.
But why is that your justification? Is that they have weapons? But like realistically, like
yeah, I don't understand that at all.
For example, Ike has like you could pick any Smash character. They all have Smash attacks that you can charge up. They all have their basic forward air, side air, whatever you want to call it, back air, down air, up air. And Brawlhalla has the same thing. You got up air, you got down air. With any weapon, you got smash attacks, you can hold them down. It's the same exact dynamic, as Jeb was saying. It's the same damn thing. It's literally like the game was made to mimic Smash. It's not like they were coming out with a new game. Oh, we got weapons.
I never said that.
Same damn game.
With a new game.
Yeah.
It's different. It feels different. And that's why I like keyboard mouse better.
But okay.
Whoa, okay.
Keyboard, you could have just picked the keyboard, right? You didn't have to pick keyboard and mouse. The mouse, literally, all you do is click.
Yeah.
To the best of my knowledge, just the left mouse button and the right mouse button.
Yeah. That's all you need.
Is that right?
It's just like clicking C and V on the keyboard.
Yeah. Why don't you just use the keyboard where you can click J, K, and L, and you don't have to have your hand like grasping onto a mouse?
No.
You just have them hovering over buttons.
Okay,
Heechy,
what are some reasons why you like the controller?
So first of all, I'd say that Brawl is definitely like a movement-based game, as opposed to like a game where you kind of have to move your camera around a lot, which would be nice with a mouse. But this is a movement-based game, and movement-based games like this, like I'd say car games are movement-based games. It just feels like more like I don't know how to describe it. It feels like the inputs just register better, and like since you have a stick, you have like 360 degrees of control for your movement. So I don't know. It just
like it feels more natural. Like the controller translates to the game better than a keyboard.
Exactly. So
I completely agree with that.
With the camera.
Yeah, I thought of that one.
The mouse is absolutely useless in Brawlhalla. Like I don't even know why this keyboard mouse is even an option. Like you're literally only using it to press 2 different buttons.
Yeah, it's not like you have to aim a gun or.
You could hit more buttons on the keyboard. Like that just makes absolutely no sense to use the mouse.
Well, that actually checks out because Pasty's reasoning actually makes no sense either. So.
Pasty everybody.
And don't say it's because your mouse is green or something.
Wait, you said you've tried controller in Smash or what?
Yeah, I tried it a couple weeks ago. It's ass. Or not in Smash, in Brawl.
What?
Yeah, in Brawl? If you try it one time, it's not gonna be great.
Yeah. So why would I try it again if I'm better at it with keyboard and mouse?
That is the worst take ever.
Never step out of your comfort zone because you're content with your play. So, what if you're really good at being a cashier, but you have the chance to be a millionaire, and you just say, I like being a cashier. I'll just stick as a cashier.
Well, depends on where I'm a cashier.
Yeah, it's just.
What?
What do you mean, what?
Wait, why does that depend on where you're a cashier at?
Bro, if I'm at a cashier where I can just like steal the money.
Okay, let's move it to $1 billion.
Okay, easy. Like if I was like a cashier for Apple, I could just swipe that.
No, I'm talking like a grocery store cashier. You're part-time making $10.03 an hour.
Nah.
What does nah mean?
I'm good. I'd rather be a millionaire, bro.
Billionaire?
Yeah.
All right, so you'd rather put in the work and get the better result, the more comforting result, than sit in your comfort zone all day just because you're good at it.
Nah, but like keyboard and mouse, bro, I'm too big for that. I mean, not keyboard, mouse, controller. I'm too big. My hands.
So you'd rather press these tiny keys on the keyboard?
Keys, bro, I got a giant keyboard, and I can like spread out my arms because like my mouse is like on the other side of the desk.
Spread out your arms?
Well, like if you're holding the controller, your hands are like close together, you know. And then if you're not, your hands are like far apart. So like you got your arms out.
So you like it because
you can also relax too. You can lean back with the controller.
True. You're like not in the zone. You're not in the zone.
Bro, have you seen that meme where you lock in, you lean forward with the controller, and you're going like gamer mode? No. That's the exact that's like a pinnacle of gaming. That's like the quintessential like gamer pose.
Bro, I thought you said you were a PC player.
I am a PC player. What does that have to do with anything?
He has respect.
Saying for fighting games.
Listen, if we're playing a first-person shooter, if you choose controller to play a first-person shooter over keyboard mouse, you're just delusional.
Yep.
But in terms of fighting games, and like Heechy mentioned, racing games, there are definitely games that controller is easily better.
And I'd even make an argument for like Dark Souls type games too. Just because I don't know combat.
Yeah, like sometimes it's just easier to use a controller. Like it's like the way the buttons are laid out, the way you hold it, it's just more streamlined and more natural to use a controller in terms of that. Like if you use it, I've never played Dark Souls, but I assume like the game is made for a controller. Like
yeah, it literally is. They have like a lock-on system. So
yeah.
Your camera.
Like if you use like a keyboard for that game, it's gonna get so messy. You're gonna have to memorize all these different keys. Like if you use a controller for that, it's so like ergonomic, so natural, and that's how the game should be played.
I don't know what we're even debating anymore. Like Switch.
We're debating controller versus keyboard and mouse.
Yeah. And you asked him about. You thought he was a PC player, so he was.
Yeah, you threw. You're trying to instigate, bro.
I think
you threw me off the trail, and you got me talking about this, and now you're like, "Oh my gosh, what are you talking about?"
I don't know what we're talking about.
The main premise is that mouse is better where you have to move your camera a lot. Other than that, it's
like in Rocket League.
You don't move your camera, just ball camera.
That is literally the worst example you could have possibly used. It has a literal mode where your camera locks on the ball and you have to do nothing.
Yeah, I don't use it.
Oh my god.
You don't move your camera either way. The other mode, you don't move your camera.
You can't even move your camera in that game.
I mean, you actually can, but
you can like
it's kind of useful. But
all right, well, oh yeah, you do I've used that actually. I've actually used that.
Quick swipes to see if someone's behind you, but that's besides the point.
I was playing. I do use
most.
Bug Banter pod, bro. Gotta go gremlin mode.
Pasty, you taking an L on that one too?
No, bro. I'm taking the dub.
All right, what are some situations where you would use a controller?
Where I would use a controller.
Like some games or like some situations.
If I was at a friend's house and they wanted to play like split screen zombies or something.
But you're saying you play an FPS?
See that?
What? Why would you play that game?
What? If that's a situation where I'm gonna bring my whole desktop over there, like while it's just like sitting there.
So you're basically saying only if you're forced.
Yeah. Okay. An example of a game where you're not forced to use a controller, where you would rather use a controller over a keyboard and mouse because of the way the game is played. And think of anything. Smash, which is literally the same as Brawhalla. That's your example.
You can't use the keyboard. That's
I guess any Switch game.
Any Switch game. So the Switch is on a device where the controllers are built in and you can connect it. Okay. See, that's the situation where you're forced to use a controller. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
Okay. I guess Dark Souls, yeah. Like I played Dark Souls a bit.
Like, didn't you play Elden Ring?
No, just Dark Souls, and I got a controller for that. But then I sold it because I stopped playing that, and I didn't see use for it anymore. And maybe Fall Guys. Fall Guys.
Fall
Yeah,
Guys.
that's good.
It's an interesting one.
That's a pretty good answer. I think that game is made for controller, so
Yeah,
that makes sense. Just like Brawhalla is made for controller.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nah.
I think there's a reason why Pasty is the worst of all of us on Brawlhalla.
That's cap, bro.
It
Oh, called
You
out.
owe me like 5 checks,
Called out.
Dude, even
Pasty,
Vice
you owe
would beat
me
you, bro.
5.
You still owe me that Chex mug and a box of peanut butter Chex.
5 Chex mugs.
No, I don't owe you anything. You still have to get me the Chex mug and the peanut butter Chex box. Okay.
Wait, 2?
No, one of each. One of each.
Wait, there's 2 different mugs?
No.
No, there's one mug and one box.
One box.
I swear you said a Chex mug and a peanut butter Chex mug.
No, Chex mug and a peanut butter Chex box with peanut butter Chex in it, of course, not just the box.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, you just said just the box, bro. That's fine.
No, when we made the video, it's for a box of peanut butter Chex.
That's crazy. How you say?
It's a box. What's
a box with peanut butter Chex in it, and then Pasty immediately says, "No, actually, you said the other thing, even though you just said with peanut butter Chex." Oh my god.
Pasty, would you say that a box of peanut butter Chex is just a box with the peanut butter Chex logo on it?
Oh my god.
A box of peanut butter Chex.
What if I get you a box and I put Chex and peanut butter in it?
That's not peanut butter Chex. That's
It's
Chex with peanut butter in it.
Okay, but what if I coat the Chex in the peanut butter and put it in the box?
Pasty, that's like a copyright infringement, bro. Just get me.
Well, okay, what if I
Why?
eat half of the jar of peanut butter, fill the rest with
What?
Chex, and then give you that?
That's not what
How
we
is that
bet
any
on. We
different?
bet on a box of peanut butter Chex.
I haven't found boxes
You
of
already
peanut
know,
butter yet.
Pasty.
I've only found like the cans and
Pasty.
the jars.
That's why I told you to pay Jeb
Pasty.
to get mail to Spoko.
No,
You think I'm gonna bail out Pasty for his bullshit, dude?
I know.
No, he's got to put the work in. He's got to get that box himself.
Yeah, I'll just go to
Pasty.
Randall's. What?
Get me a box of peanut butter Chex. You're overdue. Thanks. But let's move on to our last topic of the day. A little bit of a debate here. We're going to be discussing Minecraft survival modes. So in Minecraft, obviously you got creative and you got survival, right? And there's obviously different modded modes. But let's discuss and determine which of these survival modes is the best. So to start, we have 4 different survival modes, and I'll add another one that's kind of a bonus. I don't believe you can access it conventionally. Maybe you can single player and not online. But the 4 modes that anyone can access on any server are peaceful, easy, normal, and hard. And the additional one that we'll discuss is also hardcore. But let's define all of these modes.
Well,
so peaceful, in peaceful mode, there's no mobs. You don't get hungry, but there is actually. Let me backtrack. There is an Ender Dragon.
Yeah.
Right. There's no hostile mobs, except for the Ender Dragon. So you can go to the end and fight the Ender Dragon still, but that's the only hostile mob you'll find in peaceful. Now easy mode, you can get hungry, and if your hunger bar fully depletes, you will start taking damage, but it'll stop at 5 hearts. and the mobs deal less damage than normal mode, and any effects that you would get, such as poison, like from a cave spider, you will not be affected by. And then normal mode is just you get the normal amount of mobs, they do a normal amount of damage, and when your hunger bar goes all the way down, your health will drop all the way up into half a heart, but you will not die. And then hard mode, there are mobs just like all the easy and normal, but they do a little bit more damage than normal mode and a lot more than easy mode. And some of the mobs, like zombies, are a little more sophisticated. They can break through doors. And I think there's more effects with like the skeletons and everything. There's probably a few different minor details. But some of the main things are you can also die of hunger. So if your hunger bar goes all the way down, you can actually die from hunger. And I guess that was the main thing, plus the mobs can do more damage. And then another little bonus mode is hardcore. And I believe it's most of the settings of hard. I guess this could technically be a hypothetical one, hardcore, but you only get one life. And I guess those are just kind of the 5 different options. I personally, I like the idea of hard, but I just don't like the fact that you can die of hunger.
Just eat food.
I just think it's just a classic.
I've never died of hunger in Minecraft.
That's gotta be cap.
What?
That's gotta be.
What do you mean?
Probably just because you haven't played hard mode then.
Well, I own the bitch.
No,
I only play hard mode. I'm an Etho
hard mode's
fan.
Good. Don't get me wrong.
Only hard mode.
It just doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right.
Listen, I think there is a time and place for peaceful. If you want to be a nice builder, you want to just chill out in Minecraft, enjoy the scenery. You can't say, just go to creative, but you're not having the survivability aspect. I think I would probably never play on easy or normal. My preferred method is definitely hard. I feel like that's really the only challenging mode besides hardcore, obviously. And hardcore has its time and place, but I'm never gonna play in any mode except hard if I'm playing a survival mode or a server.
I mean, I feel like that's cap because I don't remember ever dying of hunger on the servers that we played on.
Well,
right?
we always played on hard.
Did we?
Yeah.
Damn,
but I have never died of hunger.
I've gotten to half a hard. I'm pretty sure, like on those servers.
I have as well on those servers.
From the hunger, so.
I haven't died from hunger. Because, if you just sit still, you don't get hungry.
No, but if your hunger bar is depleted, Pasty.
Yeah, so just eat food.
Yeah, but the whole reason it's depleted is because you have no food.
Why don't you have any food?
Okay, I'm going to be honest. You guys just suck at the game.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't you have any food?
No, but if you're in that situation where you have no food.
Okay, I like hard because I build farms. And some of the times the farms use hostile mobs and I need them to stay, so I don't ever switch to peaceful or anything, so I just always stay in hard. And I don't because I want to despawn and then have to put them back because it's tedious.
I like hard the best, but I still feel like I have played on hard with the hunger going down to half hard. I think that's the best combination would be hard with that half hard.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I don't even know that I've really played it because, like I said, I don't think those servers were on hard because I don't remember zombies breaking down hard.
They were
on hard.
Those servers that we have played on were always on hard. I don't really get the hunger thing. Hunger has never been an issue for me, but I mean, I'm not trying to flex, but I very rarely die in Minecraft survival. Like the last server I played on, I played a ton and I did not die a single time. So I kind of just like the challenge of hard.
Yeah,
the challenge is what makes
it's really the only mode that would challenge me enough. to actually be entertained. I have not, but I have played like hardcore, like PvP, I guess.
Fair.
A couple of times. That's fun. I've never played a hardcore world though.
I think you'd be good. You should be
but
a
the thing,
hardcore world YouTuber.
Yeah, the thing with that is that I really like the building aspect and like just I love just the building aspect, and I would really hate to lose all that. Yeah. That's probably why I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I feel that. Do you ever watch Addiction?
No, I haven't really watched any hardcore YouTubers.
He like just lost his world and it was sad.
Damn.
Hardcore would be fun. I feel like it'd be tough with the server though, just because like once someone dies.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that
like just
would probably be good for like an individual world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you want to challenge yourself, yeah.
If I ever were to do an individual world, I personally don't like just doing it by myself. I like doing it in the server.
Yeah, it's the only time I play is in the server.
But if I were to do it by myself, I think hardcore would be the most fun.
Fair.
Now I don't know if you do die of hunger, if your hunger bar depletes, I'm not sure. But I think that one, just because it's a challenge, and it's a legitimate challenge, because it's easy to die. I mean, you could just look away from your screen, and you got a creeper pulling up on you.
I mean,
like, it's definitely a lot of ways to die.
I hate creepers.
13M. 13M is also.
No, I think I think that's Fortnite, but yeah.
Yeah, 13M though in Minecraft. Just
like in Minecraft they have I didn't know that was like
they don't have like 13M. That's just I call it 13M.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Possible fall.
I think that's probably not 13M, but yeah.
But if I'm in a server with some buddies, I'm fine with hard mode too. I would do either hard or normal.
Well, evidently that's what we've been playing the whole time, so I guess hard mode.
I like hard. But I do not remember, because I will deplete, my hunger bar will be depleted.
From what?
And I have gotten down to half heart. What do you mean from what? From not eating.
Bro, what about your famous berry farms?
Facts.
But here's why I won't eat though, because I'll go on stretches where I just like doing this. It's just soothing, where you kind of start down like a mine shaft with nothing, or you start mining down with nothing. And you just mine forever, and I like doing that.
See
that
is actually,
that makes sense how you would die of hunger. Now I do get that.
But like, why don't you have like any?
If you just mine forever with no food,
If you're just constantly mining, you're gonna eventually run out of food. Because obviously the idea is to come back when you're low on food. But if you're mining and you're kind of in that mining mode, you don't want to come back. You want to just keep mining.
Yeah,
you have to go.
Plus, it takes time to eat food.
Have you ever gone on a mining trip with like? Yeah, have you ever gone on a mining trip, a nice long mining trip, and brought like maybe a stack of golden carrots or like 2 stacks of steak with you? Because it doesn't sound like you've done that.
No, I've done that, but here's the thing.
Because that takes a long time to deplete.
What I'm talking about is typically when you just start the game. Not like immediately or anything, but we're at the point where we're at a pretty basic level of development on our world, right? And we're just going down to mining just to get a ton of stuff before we do all the upper world development. Just get like that first mine, just to go down and get as much as you can. And there's not going to be a lot of food.
I don't know.
I might counter that. You can kill. There's so many animals when you first start. You just walk around, kill. You can get like 32 steak easily. Also, you can find a village with hay bales. You can get a ton of bread from that. Like, it's pretty easy to get food at first, I think. Yeah. And also, the first mining trip you take, you're not going that far. You have a wooden or stone pickaxe. Like, you're not going that far with that stuff.
Well, I usually bring a ton of wood so I can get the sticks. And I can make more pickaxes. I get the furnace down there. Get everything set up. Because you'll get the coal super easy. Just smelt all your iron ore. Get the ingots. Get an iron pick. Just on a nice, soothing, just mining trip. Because that's kind of what I remember with Minecraft. That's why it's called Minecraft. Because you're just mining. And crafting. Like my favorite part is just mining. I like doing the mining part. I like building too, but I'm not the greatest at building. So I just like mining. It's just a relaxing thing. It's
Yeah,
just
I know.
relaxing for me.
Mining is really nice, but I mean, just get food. Like it's not that hard.
Yeah, I get that, but it's like when you're just in there, you want to take a trip. You have food. You'll bring.
You
bring
have what,
food.
3 raw fish and 2 breads? Yeah.
No, you'll have a decent
For
amount. No,
reference.
not at the point where you've already grown bread and everything. You're not at that point. I'm talking about like the opening mining. See, when I start, I just like to mine like right away. And when I say right away, obviously there's a few minutes of getting wood, getting some food, but then I'll just go mining. And typically the goal is to have like a short trip. But then when you're in the moment, you just keep mining, and that's kind of what goes on. Now, yeah, if I'm running out of food, I'll start walking back. But there comes a point where you're walking back. It's been a long mining trek or whatever, and you're losing food. You're losing hunger. And yeah, once you get back up, then you get some of your food back. But it's like, but then again, I still do like the idea of hard mode, dying of hunger.
Yeah, I guess I just
I also
yeah.
like the normal mode.
I
wish
just
they could
really
kinda combine those elements.
Yeah, I guess I just hearing you talking about this, I just really play to like not die, I guess. Like if I'm running out of food, I'm going back. I'm not gonna risk staying there to get like 3 more iron ore, and maybe risking dying of food.
I like the risk, and I typically don't die too much. If I die once, then typically I might die a couple more times. But if I'm at 0 deaths, or maybe if I have 1 death, I'm pretty good at not dying.
Okay, I will say I'm not.
I do like the risk of being at a half a heart. And,
yeah, I guess.
You got skeleton shooting. It can get the adrenaline pumping and get a challenge in while you're doing.
Yeah, no. I get that. I'm gonna rephrase what I said. I'm not gonna die of something stupid like running out of food or drowning. I do love fighting a ton of mobs and bobbing and weaving and getting low and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna die because of not having food. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Just the feeling too of having half a heart, being fully depleted, and then getting food.
Yeah, I've never experienced that, I guess.
Just surviving.
Chasing the high, bro.
You might be a masochist.
Though. No. When you're at like a half a heart for a while, and you're weaving through, and you got some threats, and you get out of it, and you end up getting some food after like a decent period of time, that is great feeling.
All right.
And it's like an accomplishment. It's nice.
I can see how that would be like an adrenaline rush.
But I mean, typically, I'll have some like backup rotten flesh or something.
Okay, I see. Yeah, okay.
In hard mode. If it wasn't hard mode, I'd probably end up having some like rotten flesh backup, and I wouldn't run out. I don't think I would really. I mean, I never remember dying of hunger, so obviously it didn't happen because I do remember playing in hard mode. And if that was the case, where those servers you could have died of hunger, then I like it, and then I like hard mode the best. Then I definitely like hard mode, and I like the challenge. The mobs being a little bit more difficult, a little bit more advanced.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
It is more fun. So, if I had a final answer, it'd be hard mode.
Yeah, me too.
I don't like the element of not being able to sprint once you're under 3 hunger bars. So typically, I will have a lot of food, and that's usually a problem. That's only found on the beginning first mining trip, and maybe another super deep mining trip where I just don't have food on me for whatever reason.
Wait, the not being able to sprint under 3 hunger bars, is that only in hard mode?
I think that's for all the modes, because peaceful mode you can't get under 10.
Oh, it's all.
Easy mode, I think it depletes slower. And normal mode, yeah, normal and hard, obviously, you can't sprint under 3. I do not like that element at all, so I usually try to be well stocked with food. But Yeah, so my final answer would be hard for favorite mode.
Yeah, I think that's the clear
Which
answer.
I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm guessing all of you.
Yeah.
Like hard the best. Heechy.
Say hard if that's what we've been playing the whole time.
Damn, Heechy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I can't really see myself playing peaceful or easy, honestly.
No, if you especially if you play a harder mode, if you go back to an easier mode, it's just not fun because it's just everything's way too easy. So no, I could never see myself playing those ever again. I don't even think I ever played them in the first place. So
I just remember the hunger bar thing. I remember those half a heart days. I don't know where those are from because I don't think I ever really did single player that often. Came from somewhere. I don't know where. But
was it on mobile?
I don't know.
Mobile.
Yeah, dude, that's how I started off.
Oh, me too. Mobile.
Yeah.
Dude, the infinite glass bricks and shears days. Those were some good times.
Wait, what was that from?
That's Minecraft.
No, I know, but how did you get it? Like, what was that?
Just in creative, they had unlimited bricks, glass, and shears for some reason.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It was a long time ago. Different times.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. And tune in next time for more bugs.
That might be the worst close I've ever heard in my life.
Heechy, you wanna try a close?
Wait, we're still no, bro. I can't.
We got to go down the line now because.
Whoa, all right.
Just try it out. Just try it out.
That was just embarrassing.
All right. Make sure to hit the X button when you close out of this podcast.
How else would you close out of the podcast?
No, it ain't.
When you X out of the podcast, hit the X button.
You can turn off your computer.
There's no way you just said that, Heechy. There's no way.
All right, Pasty's right, bro. It's hard to close.
All right, well, Jeb, I don't think it'd be hard to beat.
All right. Well, I think we got through everything we wanted to most of everything we wanted to talk about. We might have to save some topics for next time, but that's pretty much it for the first episode. We will have weekly uploads from now on, so make sure to tune in every week. And yeah, that's our first episode. Thanks for listening.
All right, I'm stopping this.
It's not that hard. Pasty thought he was going to be he's such a great host, man. He's just
how do I
going to
make
go
sure
off the dome.